Great. You made it. As always, I'm excited to have you. Nervous about what you're going to say, but I'm here for it. See, because Question Time was founded on a longing for us to talk to one another through open dialogue, active listening, and the sharing of opinions and facts. See, we strive to move past the texting and get back to the good old days. You know, the days where audible words were used to convey a message and talk to people. I know, it's scary, but we can do it together. Now, there are a few things that are required before we start. One, we will be respectful, considerate, and courteous. We will also know that feelings might get hurt because not everybody agrees with everybody. But when all is said and done, we will leave not in hate, but in love and understanding. Number two, you can join the live by clicking the link pinned. Note that you do need to share the join, unless it's one of those pop on, pop off type of shows. However, if you plan to be on the panel for a prolonged period of time, and you know what I mean, be kind and share the show to your page. See, this shows us that you want your people to chime in, that you support our growth, and that you are encouraging us to press on to being a brilliantly successful show. Now, if you can't do that for Question Time's expansion, we get it, we understand. But you also have to understand that you can comment in the comment section. Cry about it to your mom. Okay? Now, let's get started. Raw News No Fluff presents to you Question Time with me, your host, Brandy Grant. I'll be back in 1 minute. All right, we're here. We're here. We are here. There is something that is we're here with me. This one. Okay. So today's conversation is about, that's right, cheating. But first, we're going to start with a few stories about red flags. Okay. So I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to like the broadcast and share it on your social media page, please. And thank you. I hope that it is showing on the other pages, because remember, we're having an issue last time. So hoping that it is indeed showing. We'll see. Oh, this one. We'll see. I forgot to say you see my face all the time. Okay, so while we wait for others to join, and I put on some lotion because my hands are ashy. In the comment section, tell me, have you been cheated on? Have you ever been cheated on? Not have you cheated on someone, but have you ever been cheated on? That's what I want us to know. Okay. Yes. Listen now. Okay, I have a little bit of time before my guest show. But in the meantime, again, go ahead and please like, subscribe, and share. And if you would, please watch it on the YouTube page. And that is Raw News No Fluff, Raw News with an S, No Fluff. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so very, very kindly. I'm going to figure out how to share this joint. I'm having an issue. If somebody can teach me, that'd be great.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see if I did that correctly. Lord willing, I did. Okay, nobody's here just yet. Oh, and I also want to talk Jada Pinkett. This is so weird right now. So weird. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what's going on. If somebody could give me some, see, it's on all of those. Oh, oh, oh. I'm sorry, y'all. I just realized something, and I feel like an epiphany just slapped me in my whole face. Lord willing, I did. Got it. Ew. Okay. Okay. I'm happy now. Whatever. If y'all figure out, if y'all let me know if y'all see the comment, the pinned post in the comment section. I would greatly appreciate it because your girl is a struggle in here. It's a strugal. It's a strugal. I don't need that one. Ah, shoot, I didn't need anyway. Okay, so we're talking red flags and we're talking Jada Pinkett, Will Smith, and her new whatever. Heidi, how are you? If you say anything, you're on mute. But how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I forgot it was Wednesday. So other than that, life is good.
Well, happy hump day.
Right. I feel like it's been a long week, but it hasn't. I
It definitely feels that way. I agree.
feel like a long week. You too. I'm still waiting for you to cook, but that's neither here nor there. Okay.
I'll invite you over next time I cook something.
Oh, so you cooked and didn't invite. Okay.
I cook every day.
Nice. You said what?
I cook every day.
Oh, so I don't need to invite. I know where you live.
Exactly. So just show up.
I will be there. Just give me the code to the door.
No
Okay.
problem.
So, I mean, with just you and I for now, we're talking. Do
Okay.
you have any stories about like when you should have known something was a red flag? When you should have known a relationship was a red flag?
Mm, yes, I do.
Still, let me go get my tea. Let me get my tea. Cheers.
So, uh, so I was dating this guy.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not gonna tell anybody the time period because if my
Ooh,
friends, if my friends are watching this, they know who it is. So, I was dating this guy. I met him
do I
at
know
work.
this person?
Huh? No, you don't know this person.
Okay, okay, okay,
This was down in Miami.
okay.
I met him at work, and he just seemed like a really nice guy, a little quirky, but everybody has their quirks. Um, but my best friend, she's a very, very good judge of character.
You need one of those friends.
Yeah, she's a very, very good judge of character. She was just like, I don't know, it's just something real off about him.
Hmm.
So let's just say we had a discussion because he wanted to go to school. He was trying to go to PA school. At the time, he was a paramedic, and he was also living paycheck to paycheck. But I made the suggestion. I said, why don't you go to nursing school because there's a bridge program. And why did I say this to him? When I say he got so upset that I made the suggestion that he like left, packed up his stuff, and I was just like, "You're just trying to tell me what to do." So I the next day I eventually just sent him a list. I said, "Why don't you make a pros and cons list
Hmm.
for going to PA school and going to nursing school and possibly NP school because PAs and NPs." They're basically on the same level. It's just that NPs can work more independently.
What's an MP?
Nurse practitioner. So the nurse practitioner, physician assistant.
Is it N? Oh, you said N or M?
Oh, N.
Oh, N.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, nurse practitioner. So, needless to say, he came back and apologized to me the next day. But the way how he blew up and was like basically going off on me, I should have taken that as a red flag. Because later on, it turned out he had bipolar disorder and he had a manic episode. So now I'm in psychiatry. Yeah. So just, I can't hear you. You're on mute.
So your red flag was somebody telling that you were that he there was something off about him.
Well, my friend told me there's something off on, and then basically him getting significantly triggered over a small discussion about a possible choice. And then him basically going off and like yelling at me, packing up all his stuff and leaving because I made just a verbal suggestion. I wasn't telling him what to do. I just said, how about, I was like, because when you go to PA school, you're not allowed to work. It's kind of like when you're in like nurse anesthetist school. Like you literally can't work. You have to sign you you have to sign something. You have to sign something that basically you're not allowed to work. So with me and him getting into this new relationship, that was not what I was trying to sign up for.
Mm-hmm.
Like for somebody to, because at that point I had already had my son, and you're starting a relationship with me, and you talking about taking on a schooling that requires for you not to work. We've only been dating for like 2 months.
So he was basically gonna be trying to live off of you,
Clearly, and I wasn't on board with it.
and you want him to start small. He wanted to start big.
He wanted to basically just stop what he doing, and yeah.
So you don't have to have a, this is right now different off topic, but you don't have to have a nursing degree or anything like that to go to PA school.
So PA, you need it's basically a master's program. So you need at least a bachelor's, I believe. You need
Oh,
a bachelor's in something. I
and how long is that program?
believe it's 5 years. 5 years. Well, because they do the bachelor's within the program.
So if you already have a bachelor's,
Then it's only like 2 years, I think, 2 or 3 years.
ooh, okay, wonderful. Lolita, go ahead and click the link so that you can. Lolita said that to you. Go ahead and click the link so you can tell us about your red flag. My red flag. Oh, it was so many, so
I have another
many.
story, but like I've dated people with a whole bunch of red flags. But go ahead.
You can go ahead.
No. I want to hear your red flag. Go ahead.
So dude, I was dating from 2013 to 2016.
Mine was the same time period. Go ahead.
No, you done told your friends. So we started talking, and the first red flag was probably like 2 weeks into us talking, and a friend of his, who he said was a friend of his, was like, "Are you sure that that's who you want to be with?" I was like,
It's the
"I mean,
friend
he
who
seems nice
notices.
enough, huh?"
No, it's the friend who notices something's off.
Right, and it was his friend,
No,
right? So I was like, "Yeah, he seems cool. He seems fine." He was like, "Okay, well, I'm just saying." And then another red flag was, and this is the hugest. Okay, so when we go out, he would want to split the bill. He will not the bill. Split the meal, saying he's saving money, or he's not that hungry, or whatever the case may be. But he was working at a bank, making $60K a year. So I'm like, okay. The next red flag, it was so many, girl, them flags was just being tossed like darts at my head, just. The next red flag, and this is probably just like, this was the finish line. It should have been the finish line, but I was he went to go test drive a car, so I was looking at his phone because he gave me the code to his phone, and a text message pops up, and I'm like, okay. And then there's this picture of this girl. It's like the waist, like like the midsection to like her thigh area, mid thigh, and it's a pair, and she's in a pair of underwear, and she's like, "Do you like my pink, girl?" Girl, the underwear were not pink. I tell you that much. And I was like, "What?" And still, I don't know. I tell people all the time. I feel like I was don't do that. I feel like I was Pharaoh, and God was just hardening my heart. And He was like, "No, no, no. There's a lot you're gonna learn in this relationship. Go back, accept His stupid apologies." And there were so many, so many, so many after that. Well, get on here, yo. Don't leave this stupid.
It's
Click
like I
the
heard
link and
somebody
tell us how
say,
great.
yeah, with that comment. It's like somebody said, I see the red flags, but I want to know if Judge Faith said it. She's like, I just wanted to see how red those flags were.
Right. Were they a
What
little
shade of
pink?
red?
Right. I felt like they were rose. They weren't red, they were rose. Girl, them flags was neon. Couldn't get no redder than red. And I was just like, we're fine. But his friend, I think back to his friend was like, are you sure that like that's the guy you want to be with? And she'd be like, no, because you know something I don't. And then later on, he was like, I tried to tell you. I was like, no, you should have just been straight up. You tried
You
to
did.
hint at stuff. You should have told me straight up. Okay, what's another one of your red flag stories?
Let me pick through the Rolodex. Oh, all right. So I met this guy. This was also in Fort Lauderdale.
Mm-hmm.
I met this guy. I met him when I was going out with some friends. Um, he like it was kind of cute how he met me at first. He kind of held up the elevator and like
Oh,
kind of people were in there, and then he was like, "Can I have your number?" And then basically he had to wait for my answer before he let the elevator go on. So there was like 7 other people in there. They were all looking at me.
oh, it's like
Whatever.
a movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Um. But
Like,
then, and because I didn't know anything about narcissists at this point, so I didn't know.
right.
But so we started talking, getting to know each other and so forth. Then he was like, "You hold your head too high." At this point, my dreads were longer because it was my first set of dreads, so they were like down to my butt. He's like, "Why don't you cut off your hair, and wear a nice lace front?"
What?
Yeah, basically, it was just a lot of things that he was trying to put into my head, like basically, oh, you need to change these things about yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and and then he was like, oh, well, I want us to move to, if this goes on any further, I want us to move to Baltimore. And mind you, I don't know nobody in Baltimore.
All right, why we moving to Baltimore so you can kidnap me and keep me away from my family?
Basically, to come and separate me from everybody because he realized I had a strong support system where I was because my mom lived within 5 minutes down the street from me. And of course, my brother and my family lived close by, and I had friends close by. So, of course, I had a strong support system
Mm-hmm.
by me. So, it was like he was trying to do those things to try to separate me from them. And then there was a moment where I guess I said something to him, like we were out at the beach, and then he said something. Oh yeah, he was yelling, and I guess he was excited, and he was like using f-bombs, and I was like, hey, I didn't say it loud, I didn't try to embarrass him, I didn't try to do any of that, but I said, hey, can you tone down the cursing? There's a whole bunch of families with kids here.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I say this to this man? He cussed me out all the way to the car. If you ever effing disrespect me like that in public, I will slap the shit out of you. All right, so I just
Oh.
followed him back to his car, grabbed my keys, and Ubered home.
You ain't finna trap me in this car.
You and not you. What?
Because you asked him not to curse, my guy.
I just asked him, hey, can you tone down on the cursing? Like, there's a whole bunch of kids right here. We're at the beach. We're
Right.
sitting at the beach restaurant, Las Olas.
I had a dude tell me recently, and this was a red flag. I was like, "You are not. I'm good." He basically says, I think I said this on here. He was like, "I don't want my wife to have a job because I don't want her to be on someone else's clock. I want her to be on mine."
Okay.
I was like, "So she's at your beck and call, but like you're not at hers?" He's like, "Yeah, she comes when I want her to come." I was like, and then he wants the woman to call him. He wants to be pursued. And I was like,
He's surprised.
he's surprised. Yeah. Yeah. He was surprised. I was like, okay. Anyway, girl,
Red
if you
flag.
don't be quiet, that is not sexy. Anyway, not at all.
Said that.
Lolita, she gonna be the one asking some man to marry her,
Hmm.
down on the knee in heels and white pants. All right, let's talk Jada and Will.
Oh, you mean where she said that they've been separated for like 13 years? Was
Since
it 13 or 16?
2016.
Oh, okay. I knew it was something with a 13 or 16 in there. Okay. I think that was kind of known though.
That they were separated?
Yeah, because I remember her, because I used to watch the Red Table Talks, and I used to watch the Red Table Talks, and she was like, it doesn't even matter if I'm in this room or and with somebody, and you in that room with somebody, we staying in the same house.
Right. But it was always seemingly as if
They were in an open marriage.
they were in an open marriage. They weren't separated. They weren't like going through anything because they were denying everything too. So it's like now all of a sudden this man done slapped this man for you and y'all been separated.
Well, I
He
know
on the
men.
red
I
table
know.
talk crying.
Well, I know men who still protect, still protect their ex-wives. I do. Like who would never let anybody disrespect their ex-wives. But you have to understand, it's also the mother of his kids, and they still live in the same house, so they're still friends. From what they say, I don't know.
From
I'm
what
not in
they
their house.
say. Now she writing the memoirs that they separated and they've been being separated. They've been going through trials since before 2016. And now I'm like, are you're really making yourself seem innocent in all this. And I'm not the biggest Will Smith fan, but I really think Jada, you really taking advantage, which isn't shocking, but you're really taking advantage of this dude, like of the situation. Like you're just as much to blame as he is for slapping Chris Rock. And then she said Chris Rock tried to holler at her. You heard that part?
No, I didn't. I missed that part.
She said that the news was going out about them, she and Jada getting divorced or it was a rumor that they were getting divorced. So he calls her before their divorce and asks her if she'll go out. She says, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Aren't you and Will getting divorced?" And she says, "No, that's a rumor, Chris." And he's like, she said he felt so appalled and he apologized profusely.
I mean, it kind of falls in line though with the August Alsina situation.
I mean, well, does it fall on?
I mean,
Are you sleeping with your son's friends?
whew, that was her son's friend. August
Yes.
was. Oh, okay. Well, no, that would be gross, and that would be rape.
I mean, of age. Child. But I was
My
like,
son
this
is
is
13.
why didn't and like what is Will to say about this? Because she clearly doesn't care about embarrassing this man. She
Why would that be embarrassing because they're separated?
because you had me on the if I knew you were just gonna come out and tell all this, and you know what, I do feel like maybe they had a conversation about before the book came out. Maybe they did have a conversation, but I feel like if you were gonna say all this, why you had me crying on the red table? I look like a little punk because everybody was talking about him. Everybody was talking about him after that. I was. I was like, you are too sensitive, baby. Like you, right? We ain't got nan backbone. It's all cartilage. That baby,
I
that
don't
thing.
know. I feel like Will, both of them are doing their own thing. Like Will is sleeping with other people, Jada's sleeping with other people. I feel like they're doing their own thing.
Right? Yeah.
So I mean,
I want to see what Chris Rock says.
oh, about her mentioning that he tried to holler at her.
Right. Because I feel like if there was something to be said when he got slapped, you would have been like, oh, but you didn't tell everybody that you tried to holler at me. You talk about my alopecia or my situation, but you ain't tell everybody you tried to holler at me. Do the dot. Oh my, sir. What evidence do we have of this? I'm very interested in hearing about this information. But
Hmm.
her hair is growing nicely though.
Who? Jada?
Jada, I like how the color she has it right now. It's really pretty. It's like a
Honey
light yellow,
blonde.
not blonde, not platinum.
Like a honey blonde kind of. Oh,
Yeah,
oh, the in between one.
yeah. But I know I was watching, or somebody sent a tag me to someone on Facebook. I think it was not Good Morning America, but Good Morning NBC or something with Hoda or Coda or whatever her name is. And it was some dude like it was one person here, and then the guy right here, and then Al Roker. So maybe it was Good Morning America. I don't know. Anyway, the dude next to Al Roker, he was like, "I got questions." He was very not happy. He was like, "I got questions," and he's just sitting there like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Hey, they do what they do. I mean, their relationship is open, but that don't mean a man got to be sleeping with other men. He can just be sleeping with a bunch of women."
Open is open.
What do you mean?
Open is open.
What do you
Open is
mean?
open. Like you said open relationship means he can sleep with other women. Open is
No,
open.
that's not what I said. I said I know they have an open relationship, but that doesn't mean he has to be sleeping with men. He could just be sleeping with other women.
Open is
So
open.
you believe, so you think, so you agree with what? So you
I
agree
agree
with
with
that
it when he's
comment?
open. To me, that's the why the whole open relationship could never work for me because of the fact that what type of rules? It's gonna be a whole bunch of rules that you're gonna have to place on this situation when you have an open relationship.
Yeah, I mean, but some rules, I feel like some rules, and that's the problem too. Some rules I feel like need not be said.
Why?
Don't bring
No,
me no
it
diseases.
all
Don't
gotta
get
be
nobody
said.
pregnant. Like, no, whatever. So if you do those things, is it considered cheating?
No, because if it's
No,
open
like,
relationship,
oh, so you have an open relationship, then like, no, you cannot. Hold on. Excuse me, y'all. I've been up a long time today. So say your situation says that you can't sleep with men, not you, but your dude can't sleep with men, and let's say he sleeps with a man. Is that considered cheating, or is it like, well, we do have an open relationship, so
I mean, it's just a breach of contract, but I don't know.
that's it's just that light? You be like, oh well, breach of contract, okay. Would you like some coffee in the morning, dear?
Well, I don't do open relationships, so that's
That thing real closed, real closed.
I am a monogamist.
It don't get no closer. And that is a good question, because Jada messy. I think Jada's very messy. That's
Oh,
what I've been
because her
thinking on.
business gets out and Will doesn't.
Yeah, like I think Jada's messy and she needs attention. Like I think she just really needs
I also
attention.
feel like because Jada's a woman, she might talk more, maybe. Because
Mm, I get, I guess could be. I reckon
but
five
the
things.
last time it wasn't even Jada who did it. It was August who did it because he was butthurt.
What from what they said, he informed them that he was going to do it.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, he told. It wasn't a surprise. He for well, I want to say she said they said it in the interview. But yeah, I ain't doing open relationship. What are 5 things? What are five? You cheating. You cheating. If you do these within a monogamous relationship, if you do these 5 things, you cheating.
If there's penetration into any holes,
So okay.
that includes the nose, the ears, the mouth,
Right.
any
Your
organ.
hand is like this.
Your hand forms a meatus.
Right. That's a whole, buddy. Okay.
Um, Getting an emotional cheating. That's cheating.
That's yeah.
Anything you feel like you have to hide from me. Like when you feel like when you have to feel like you have to hide conversations with somebody else from me.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And I guess the others kind of fall in with the penetration
Let me see.
because if you get somebody knocked up, that's definitely
Oh yeah, for sure. Cheating.
even sending like self pictures.
Right. What you sending pictures for? Like, she don't need to see if what are you doing?
Who's sending pictures for?
Right. I feel like a work husband is cheating or work wife is cheating. What you need a
Mm,
work wife for? Yo, what you need her for? If you need copies, call me. I'll go to the fax. I'll go to the coffee machine for you. What you got work wife for? Definitely an emotional attachment. I definitely agree with emotional attachment. If you're hiding the relationship, whatever kind of relationship it is, I don't care if y'all are enemies. I want to know if you hate her. That is cheating. Let me rephrase. I don't care if you hate that person. That is cheating. Because then people start getting misconstrued like, oh, well, you said her, you didn't say him. No, no, no. I mean everybody. Um, and then I
Hey
think
y'all.
is
down in the chat
hi,
talking mess.
a lot of mess. I think also cheating is if you talk bad about me to someone else.
I was gonna say that because you were saying something. You were saying something, and I was like, yeah. If you try and take our house stuff and go talk to somebody else about it, especially somebody of the opposite sex.
You're cheating on the secrecy of our relationship. And a fifth one would be the question is, what are 5 things you consider cheating?
Okay.
A fifth one would be, oh, if you, I don't think this one is as strong, but if you eating somebody else's food and you liking it better than mine,
Oh, okay.
don't do that.
Uh,
Like if you're not your mama, don't do that. Don't be coming to tell me some. Ooh, Karen made such a nice pizza yesterday, sir.
that's tough for me because I cook for a lot of people.
Well, you can tell me. They can tell me my food is better than that, but I don't want to hear you talk about somebody's food better. Eat my
All
food,
right.
Lolita. Oh,
Oh, if you want to hear mine, mine was any penetration in any of your 7 holes,
7.
nose, mouth, ears, any
Oh my
hole formed by your hand, any of your holes.
wow.
Okay.
if your toes doing this, you
um,
cheating.
Emotional cheating, sending pictures, exchanging pictures with somebody else. Um, what was another one I said?
You said emotional. You said penetration. You said picture.
Discussing.
Oh, not telling.
Go ahead.
Oh, if anything, if you feel you have to keep something from you,
Yeah, if you have to hide something from me. And then she said, work husbands
work
and
husband,
anyone who
work
brings
wife, work wife is
work
cheating.
husband, work wife. If you bring any of our household information to somebody of the opposite sex, um,
That's
those
not
are
your
my.
friend. What about you?
I agree with all of that.
and 36% of affairs happen at the workplace. That's a
See,
large percentage, I think.
that's
That
why
is.
COVID was working so well, because people couldn't be at work cheating,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah,
were beating each
so
other. Hmm.
yeah, that so I was a travel nurse.
And I was gonna ask this question. I'm sorry. I was gonna ask this question for you, D.
Okay. What about food? Yes, actually, that too.
Folks, because you know you
That
squeeze
too.
yeah,
It forms a meatus. Yes.
right. Where two pieces of meat connect.
And can make any kind of friction. Yeah.
Right. You were saying, Alita?
Traveling nurse. I think there was a
Ah.
story there.
Oh no, because I said yeah, a lot of traveling nurses.
Oh wow.
Because remember in COVID, a lot of people were working from home, but nurses were not. And then we were put up in hotels
Mm.
where we had our own rooms that we didn't share with anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And
And just
So
sin and debauchery ensued.
people in the military do the same thing too.
Mm.
They single while they deployed.
but then be mad when their wife single at home.
Exactly, and come back pregnant and wonder, ooh, who baby that
Oh,
is.
how this happened? Well, you left me. You left me here free. Do you have any what's considered sin? Not sin.
All of that. Yes, Lord.
Hallelujah. The
Yes.
pastor is here. Hallelujah.
What's considered cheating to you? Where did that come from?
This is such a tough question. I think cheating starts. I think whenever you let someone get in a headspace that's reserved for your spouse, you're cheating. I think it's a headspace issue. I think,
Only your
I think
spouse?
no,
well, so this is the truth. I don't believe you can cheat on a boyfriend or a girlfriend. I think
You
that
don't say.
I,
You can. Okay.
I I think that it can be jacked up because you can lie to someone, you can hurt someone, you can play with someone's feelings, but in the grand scheme of things, God doesn't honor boyfriend or girlfriend; He honors marriage. And so I think that until you're married, you belong to God. You can be jacked up, you can be a liar, you can be not worthy of their trust, not worthy of their time. I, but I think well, let me say it like this: you
it's
can't
not
cheat on a
considered
boyfriend.
infidelity, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you can't cheat on a boyfriend or girlfriend, but there's no God punishment for that. Like some people think, yo, God gonna get you for how you did. No, because guess what? If you and somebody are together and y'all not married, there's no
Y'all
bond.
living in sin anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you think God looking down when He hunching you, and He just as disappointed as He is when He hunching her. So get over it. But my point was headspace. I think whenever someone is in a headspace that you reserve for someone else or you led someone to believe is theirs, it's cheating. If you go out for ice cream on Wednesday mornings or Wednesday evenings and you're doing it with somebody else and I think that's our thing, you're cheating.
I
So you
think if
can't.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If you can cheat on a test, you can cheat on a boyfriend girlfriend. If you can cheat on your taxes, you can cheat on a boyfriend girlfriend. And although God may not recognize it as cheating, if you give your word and break it, is that not something? Is that not found in the Bible somewhere?
It's better not to make a vow than to make one and break it, is the scripture. And again, I think you could lie. I think you could hurt someone's feelings. And I guess there could be an argument there that God is concerned about how you make someone feel if you hurt them. But I also don't think that the weight given to a marriage should be given to relationships. Not when it comes to God. As humans, my heart is broken just the same. You know what I mean? I may be just as jealous just the same. But I think cheating or possessing someone before you possess them is not a real thing. I've learned that too through trial, error, and cheating, and being cheated on. That possession before marriage is not wise for anybody.
When was
So
you cheated
Gerard,
on?
oh,
Say
sorry.
that again.
You were cheated on while you were married,
I have been. Yeah,
but you were referencing
I
both
was
marriage and non-marriage.
I was referencing a boyfriend or girlfriend situation.
Hmm. You were saying Lolita?
So Gerard Jay has been cheated on. Has anybody else been cheated on?
Yes.
I think I've been cheated on.
How many times can I raise my hand? So
I went to because he lived in another state, so he would fly me out. It was a long distance relationship.
Flued out.
and she got flued out, right? Right.
And I went into his bathroom and I saw a little travel case of Dove body wash.
Men don't use Dove.
Case closed. So I went to him and I was like, "What is this?" He was like, "Dove body wash." I said, "You've been cheating on me." He said, "No." So it was just a stare off of blinks and lookaways. And we
Are
just
you serious? How much of this is serious that you thought that equated cheating?
what? Why you got a travel size Dove in your bathroom?
Do you
Right,
know?
because you live there. What you need to travel size?
Wait,
You should have a whole.
That's the smoking gun.
No, that's not. Lolita,
Yeah,
that gun is in the freezer. That gun is not smoking.
Oh,
It's not
smoking.
just fire. That gun has icicles on it.
Gerard.
You should call him tonight and apologize to him.
No, to this day, he swears he's never cheated on me.
Do you know what men use? Do you know what most men use travel size stuff for?
No,
Nothing.
for they mistress.
Oh my God. We brothers ain't gonna never make it.
So here's the thing, though.
I can put my
story.
imagination to it.
He told me a story that because I like to know stuff. I be open with me. So he said that he has if he's having a one night stand, he has the girls.
You got your face changed, Black Shear.
Thank you. Bathe with Dove body wash.
He told you that before that?
Yes.
The gun's a little warmer.
Thank you.
No, that gun is hot.
Why
do you have a travel size in your house where you
Guys,
live?
guys don't know. We don't know nothing about travel.
I have travel sizes.
That's
I guess guys don't do
that's
that.
the woman thing. Guys don't know nothing about travel size. We don't keep record. You know what? I've got travel size because I went to get what I normally get, and they didn't have my particular something, and I said, well, I ain't gonna buy this particular type of Dove or whatever because I don't want to be stuck with it. I'm out of town. I'm vacation. I'm traveling. I'll get this because it's little. It'll be over, and I get back. I mean.
So you missed the key part of that. You said you were out of town, traveling. I'll just get this for now until I get back.
Yes, Randy.
But what if he had it in his bag and he took it out? I think that's.
What if he had a woman who was using the soap? Since we're doing what ifs.
Look at you. Did you put your hair back in a ponytail like you ready to fight?
I'm about to.
Right. And I want to say this, Lolita.
Because I'm about to jump on a plane and pay a little visit.
Right. I didn't know what it was like to be cheated on until within the last year, I'll say. And I say cheated on, but I wasn't in a marriage or a normal relationship. So it may even be a stretch to call that cheating because maybe I just was in my mind in a relationship that wasn't what I often said. I don't know what it's like to be cheated on, but I do know what it's like to be lied to when it comes to the opposite sex, and it's not a good feeling. It'll make you want to kill somebody.
Well, based on your definition of cheating, I guess none of us have been cheated on if we haven't been married.
Boo.
No, I already rescinded my definition and conceded.
Oh, did you?
I did. I don't know, Brandy. Tonight you're giving Felicia Rashad vibes.
Sophistication.
Yeah, tonight you're yeah. I don't know what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not
Looking
the
like
lips. I
looking
can't.
like, looking like the elite blackest tonight. Yeah, but I think that it sucks when you find that someone is lying to you as it pertains to the opposite sex, even if it hasn't reached the levels of sex or intercourse. But it's tough.
Yeah, that threw me off that you can't cheat in a date in dating. Ladies, just so you know, you can date Jay, get the benefits of a relationship, and get the benefits of a relationship from someone else. He's fine with that. You're welcome. His number is 813. um so Lolita, the video that we had spoke about, did you watch it again with Pastor?
Jamal.
Jamal.
Yes.
Right. I didn't even know that's what we were talking about today, so I didn't watch it again. I just watched it that one time.
Do you remember
Which particular video are you talking about?
where
From
he
Hardly
was
Initiated.
Segendi?
From Hardly Initiated.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know podcasts like that, Dr. Jackson. So what was the content of the video?
Basically, he was talking about well, one of the factors that he brought up was that he never practiced monogamy until he got married.
Okay, I saw it.
His
Got
first his first time practicing monogamy was when he got married.
bacon strips.
Why? You don't think that? Let me ask this
Why
question.
would
Do
he lie
you?
about that?
Well, no, he said basically he's saying that all he was just promiscuous before that, and basically he basically that was his first time being monogamous with somebody was when he got married.
I agree. Go ahead.
So no, that's the question I want to know. Why would he lie about that? Like,
I
why would he?
I agree that he said that, and I agree that that may be true. But because I've been following Jamal Bryant for so long, Jamal Bryant got married extremely young. He's the son of a pastor. He was a successful pastor. All these things. He was a serial cheater in his marriage and has a
Yeah,
terrible life of children out of wedlock all across this country since his marriage. I think now he's trying to go back and reconstruct this narrative like he had an issue that caused him to be like this. And maybe that's true, but I don't. I mean, everyone's first take at monogamy when you get married at 18, 19 is in marriage. I can see if he said that and he got married at 25 or 30. They got married extremely young. And
well,
a
he
lot of
wasn't justifying it. He was just saying a lot of people the first time. He was just saying a lot of men their first time doing monogamy is like when they're actually married. Because
Yeah,
he was just making that as a blanket statement. He was accountable for most of his transgressions in the interview.
yeah. I think he was saying my marriage ended because I cheated. Let's not get it twisted. My
Yeah.
marriage ended because I cheated, and then he said the problem is that men. I thought you was gonna have a screensaver. He was like, the problem is that men don't practice monogamy before they get married, and that's where a lot of men go wrong. They try to figure it out within the relationship.
I
ST3.
thought it was a good point.
Me too. I think a lot of you said was a good point. Go ahead, SG3. What?
He looked confused.
Yellow, yellow,
Can you hear us?
yellow cord to yellow input, red to red, white to white.
Can you hear us, SD3? I don't think he can hear us. Can you hear us?
We can hear his mic whistling.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
like, is that a cricket? It sounds like a cricket is cricketing. I'm like, y'all didn't see me look around like, is that somebody outside?
Yeah, I hear it too.
I thought it was a cricket in your background.
Yeah, okay, it's your mic cricketing. Did you fix it? Let's see.
No, he just muted himself. No. Yeah, Yes, enough feedback.
Okay, say something, ST3, just so we know you're not
Can,
a
can you hear
robot.
me? Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes,
You can hear me now.
Yes.
your microphone
Okay.
is still cricketing though.
Oh, okay. Give me a second.
Cool. It's pertaining to boyfriend, girlfriend, situationships, marriage. It's pertaining to all of it. Cheating is cheating is cheating is cheating.
Did you guys talk about Will and Jada already?
We
Oh, you want
did.
to go back to? I mean, that's technically a part of it. So
Well, Tommy Davidson had a run in with Will Smith on the what is it, Shay Shay Clubhouse?
yeah, my boyfriend, Shay Shay.
Yeah, we broke up. But yeah, and he was talking about how Will confronted him for this on-screen kiss that they had that made Jada feel uncomfortable. And Tommy Davidson said that he was sitting down and Will came and stood over him and was looking down at him, talking tough to little Tommy Davidson. Like, run up on a full-size man.
He ain't gonna run up on Pac like that.
Farewell, huh?
He ain't gonna run up on Pac like that. Go ahead.
No, he trying to talk so bad.
I think that I just want to go on the record on this platform. I said when the slap happened and we covered it on this platform that Jada was the issue, and I think that even now with Lolita's comment about Will Smith and him not running up on Pac is the problem with how people view Will Smith. Will Smith is a victim of wanting to be in a great relationship. And I think that we can't blame him for that. I see myself as Will Smith a lot. Will Smith was my inspiration for relationships. He said something on Oprah when I was a child that stuck with me. And Oprah was talking to him about a relationship. And he said, the reason we'll always be together, because I've decided that no man will ever work as hard to make her happy and give her what she wants. And somewhere down the line, she took that and he didn't say it like every man said, girl, I'm gonna make you happy. I'm gonna give you what I want. You could tell if I could find that clip, you could tell he meant I will become whatever she needs. So that and for me, a lot of people talk about love language and this, that, and the other, and does he speak your love language? The reason that I've been successful in relationships until I decide to leave them. The reason I don't think I've ever been cheated on until is because I learn a love language and I become that. If it's not my natural thing for active service or words of affirmation, in my mind, Will Smith taught me something that you can decide. I'm going to work as hard. When other guys will say they have a limit, I won't have a limit. If you say you want to put your foot on my forehead to sleep, if I want you, if I'm in love with you, we'll do that. You lose so much of yourself in that. So these outbursts that we see from Will Smith, I see him as a victim because could you imagine over the years, every time she pivots, he pivots to be what she needs him to be. So he's not even Will Smith.
And she seems like she's a pivoter.
She's a serial pivoter. ST3, we can't hear you again.
Can't hear you, ST.
But your mic whistling though.
She's
What? It is. It was. It was.
well, you should. She's a she's a she's a serial pivoter. So can
Right.
you imagine over this time, he has become what's unnatural to him over and over again to the point where he can't be without her. Will Smith right now, I'm sure there's millions of women all over the world who are like, why are you stuck on Jada? I will give you the business tonight.
I will be the pivoter. I will be the pivoter to your pivot.
But in his mind, because he's not who he really is, he's probably suffering from low self-esteem with all that money, with all those friends. And that's why he has these outbursts. I feel bad. We should be praying for Will Smith. I know what it's like to lose yourself, to be everything, to build someone else up. And then they decide after they've taken you through cycles of change that they don't want you anymore.
Yeah.
That's a weird feeling for anyone to be in, but especially for a man to be in.
I feel like she doesn't want him because he keeps going through these cycles. And it's like giving a woman what she needs is not necessarily giving her what she asked for. Sony, their whole thing is we're going to invent something that the people don't even know they need. So I think he needs to switch because what he's doing is just not working. It's not effective.
Right. Your mic's still not working, ST.
I
Oh,
think I think
go
that
ahead.
I think that last comment could be true that you just had up, that he's trying to redeem himself from not being able to protect his mom, and in that he became a serial protector of all things Jada, and with that, again, I think that further proves my point that when you as a man are wrapped up into a woman, because this whole idea of monogamy and a woman, our culture says that those are woman desires. A woman's ready to settle down. She wants to be with one man. She doesn't want a high body count. So when you find a woman who gets you to subscribe to that, and you kill the dog in you,
Mm-hmm.
and you kill the chase in you, literally, it is. Could you imagine? You give up what's a natural instinct for this woman, and then she decides she wants to drag you. Jada, she should get a restraining order against Will Smith.
What
He's
is
done.
Alita laughing about? I'm sorry.
Is Will Smith? Is Will Smith the hip hop icon? Is
No,
he Will Smith?
I think he's talking
All
about,
right, can y'all hear me now?
yes. I think he's talking about Tupac. I hope he's talking
Okay.
about Tupac.
Oh, okay.
You stupid.
Um,
all,
I wanted
all
I
I
had
saw
something to
was
say about
this.
what
That's all
I
I
want to
saw.
say
I'm
something
like,
about
what is he laughing about? Go
what
ahead.
Jay was saying. Yeah, I want to say something what Jay was saying about whatever you're gonna be, whatever she needs to be. That's where Will Smith's going wrong, right? Because here it is. He's decided that he's gonna follow her, right? And so okay, she's taking the lead. And her way of taking the lead is I'm gonna make this as destructive a relationship as possible, right? So at any point where she just feels like she's getting bored, here comes another situation that pops up. How many times over the last however many years at this point has something popped up between the Will and Jada saga? We've been following this. You think it's died down, and then now she done wrote a book
Right.
about their situation, right? You think that this is completely over, and then bam, here she comes. But she knows that Will is the kind of guy that, okay, if you want me to put my foot on your forehead, I'm gonna do it. So she knows that. So it's like, okay, I could keep taking you up and down this roller coaster. And let's be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jay, you could probably agree or not agree, but to this, but and we, I've been in a situation like this. You probably have too. But if you give her an inch, she gonna take a mile.
You give her a rope, she thinks she a cowgirl. What are you talking?
There you go. So it's like you give her a little bit of control over you, then she's gonna just circle you around and run you through the ground. And that's exactly what Jada's doing right now. That's exactly what Jada's doing right now. Jada, she got Will on a rope, and Will, is the kind of dude. It's clear that he doesn't know when to just really just put his foot down. And everybody has their own take on what Will is. And like you ladies just said,
I don't think Will knows how to put his foot down at this point.
At this point, the damage is so far done. It's like he doesn't. I believe that he doesn't know how to put his foot down.
He said, Brandy, the damage is done. I think I cringe when I hear women. Okay, who is this? They're a real Will Smith fan.
Oscar, he is talking about, yes. Go ahead.
But I will say this: Will Smith, before his sitcom, was a hip hop legend. I mean, he was his rap. He real deal was. I think I ain't talking about getting jiggy with it. That commercial Will Smith getting jiggy with it in Wild Wild West, that wasn't the real Will Smith. But anyway, I think ST3 is saying something that the ladies on this panel kind of are discrediting. I don't think Will knows how to put his foot down. Will Smith is
Right.
Will Smith is a damaged man behind this. I think Jada writing this book and the interview. Did you all see the interview? Snip.
I saw a snippet of it. Yeah, I saw what you.
I,
Yeah.
I think she wanted freedom. I think this was her coming out. She wanted the for them to have been separated since 2016 and for her to expose it. I think she felt imprisoned by their secret. But even in that interview, when she
I'm
said,
with you, Stelson, and this is I'm with you. That
Nah,
chuck, I like it. Chuckle again.
and
nah,
even,
nah,
when
nah,
she
nah.
said,
You got to call it what it
Hold
is, Jay.
hold
You
on.
got to
Let
call
him
it what
finish.
it is,
Let
man.
him finish, and then Lolita
Go
had
ahead.
something to say.
Go ahead.
even when she says on the video, the reporter asks her, why didn't you all just divorce? And she says, well, we're still married to the idea of what marriage is supposed to be, and we just could
Toxic.
we just could not we could not divorce that idea. That ain't
Spawn
Will.
of Satan herself.
Literally, literally, this lady wants Will Smith to be married to her because she knows that's important to him. But she wanted permission to say, this is why August doesn't count. But if August doesn't count, why does him slapping Chris Rock for your honor? Jada made a decision because she got blamed for being toxic and encouraging that man to do that. She made a decision, said, you know what? I'm tired of the PR looking like I'm manipulating. Let me set the record straight. He didn't do that because of me, because we've been separated since 2016. She is the craziest, most weirdest woman to ever live. And I believe if Satan was a woman, it would be Jada Smith. Heifer. That's what my grandma
What,
called.
Pastor? Maybe you can, Pastor. Maybe you can help me with
Hold
this.
on, Lolita. You had something to say, Lolita?
A yellow heifer.
Because Stelson made a comment. If you give a woman an inch, she'll go a mile.
That's what he said.
And I believe, Stelson, I love you with the love of God. Well, maybe not that much. However, I feel like you really believe that because that gave me flashbacks of Jamaica versus the Americas. Like you were not willing to bend whatsoever. Like I really believe like this is your credo. And that is not true. I think that it's not 100% true. I think that's true with people who aren't well adjusted.
Okay.
And
I mean, I could agree with that.
Dating well-adjusted people, and that's what they're doing, and then you date like a real one, and you do that type of stuff. It's like it's done. You can't.
Well, and Lolita, you know we have to speak
like that. Well,
what was that?
Yeah, you did.
No, you did. I mean, and you got to realize that within this context of what we're doing here, everything's going to be generalized. It's not directly pointed at anybody here, but at the end of the day, if the shoe fits, then it fits, right? That's just the real behind it. But yeah, I do agree with what you're saying. It's not 100%, no, but I mean, there's not 100% hoes out here either. There's not 100% women that's doing the thing that they're supposed to be doing. So there's always going to be an exception, but we got to look at the rule.
I know a couple 100% hoes though.
Right, but
I mean, and I'm not saying the 100% hoes like but I'm saying like they're out of all the women, 100.
They're not 100%.
Right, 100% of the women are not just pure women. You know what I'm saying?
You did say if you give a woman, you didn't say if you give some women. You did say a woman. So
I just say a woman. A woman. It don't have to be.
But I understand. I mean, I know you're not talking about all women.
Well, I'm not talking about all women.
But the fact that you were so like feet planted, like we're gonna do the Americas. If we were married, then she would want to do the Americas. It's like that. The combination of those two. It's
and all the other shows.
Whoa, this guy really lives by this. And I was just, maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
No, you're open to saying
like
what
you very
gotta
much,
say.
Stelson.
Well, you're open to saying whatever you want to say. Okay. I mean,
that's just I gotta go.
What?
but it's, like I said, there's in every situation there's an exception and there's a rule. But if you look around, You know, someone said 100% 304. No, if you look around, there's a lot of rules versus exceptions. Now, you know, it's great when you run into an exception, and that's, you know, for any man, since we're on the topic of cheating, when you run into an exception, that's where you need to hold on to that tight, because there's too many rules out here. You know, that's
It's
just
too many rules out here.
there's too many rules. So when you find an exception,
There are more women that cheat than are faithful.
oh, most definitely,
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
I don't
most
believe
definitely.
that's hard.
If now this is based on the standards of what we consider cheating to be. Now, you know, I have conversations with my friends and all, you know, and we can come to the conclusion that unless you're like in a marriage, it's technically not cheating, but that's a different conversation, you
That's
know.
what
But
dudes say. Okay.
Nelson
I
didn't hear me.
mean,
Until a chick sleep with somebody else.
Until
I
the
mean,
chick sleep with somebody else and y'all want to blow up the building, y'all want to put trackers
well,
on cars, y'all want to slap people.
nah. Well, here's the thing about that, Lolita.
Y'all like,
Here's the thing about that. If a man doesn't 100% believe what I just said about, you know, unless you're married, then it's not cheating. Then obviously, then when they get it done to them, they're gonna feel some type of way about it. As you know, at
So
one
tell
point,
me this, Batman. You have a daughter. All
yeah.
right, when she comes to you and she's like, "Daddy, I'm cheated on me," and you gonna tell her, "Be quiet, child. Y'all just dating. He ain't cheat on you. Move on."
Well, I'm gonna tell them, don't deal with a man like that.
Why?
Obviously, like
It's why.
because if he does that in a situation where you're not married, then the possibilities of him doing that in a situation when you are married is likely. That's what I
But
would
it's not
explain to her.
cheating, so that doesn't
But if
It's
you're
matter.
not
it's
considering
not,
You're not
but
gonna
cheating,
it's
why
the
would it
cheat.
be
fact.
a
You're not
problem?
gonna
No, no,
cheat
no.
when
It's
you're married.
okay. Hear me out. It's not cheating, but at the same time, you are making a commitment to somebody. So for me personally, I don't see it as cheating. But if I'm with somebody, right, and I made that decision to be just with them, and I would hope that they made that decision with me as well, and we will progress going forward in this relationship in hopes that we reach to the destination that we're trying to reach together, right? And so I would hope that we both
Mexico.
remain. What was that? You said Mexico.
No, I was
You
saying
know.
not Mexico.
Okay.
New
He was talking about
Mexico.
New
New
Mexico.
Mexico.
Oh, El Paso. Right. We reach El Paso. You know. But obviously, like you know, within this, before you're married, everything you're doing is essentially observing and testing, you know, that person to see if they are the type of person you can do this long-term relationship, this long-term commitment with. If you do things before the long-term commitment that raises questions, then I'm going to question that. Okay, going into a long-term situation with you, you might end up doing it again, right?
Right.
So for
Doing what
example,
again? Let me ask you something. Have you ever been cheated
if you step out, I'm like I said, I'm not going to look at it as cheating, but if you step out on this faithful thing that we're doing with each other and go somewhere else, okay, you did that. But now I'm going to say, okay, well, you have the potential to possibly do it again. So I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind as I proceed forward with you. And I'm going to watch you closely. And that's going to determine my decision if I make this deal with you or not. If I decide,
So,
okay, this, we're going to go through with this or not.
so we're using synonyms. Stepping out.
Stepping out, yeah. If you step out of this, if we decided, all right, me and you were going to walk together, right? If we say, okay, we're going to walk this path together, this is, you know, what we're doing, and you decide to go and walk this way instead, but I'm still walking that way, that's enough for me to say, okay, you're not walking the same path as me. You're willing to go a different direction. That's all that's what I would look at cheating to be, if we want to call it that. Is you're moving in a different direction.
I agree with ST3 because I could be in a friendship, and if your word or you do something that hurts my feelings, I don't call that cheating. I think that a person who, and I want to be clear, if you are sexually active with somebody and they are sexually active with someone else, or you believe they're sexually active with someone else by their actions, you have a right to be upset because your physical health is on the line, your mental and emotional health is on the line, even if you're not married. You have a right to be upset. But for the scheme of cheating, I think we should think it to ourselves. And this is be talking through it. As I went through it, I think we should take the pressure off of people who we're not married to until we decide to go to a level of courting for marriage, whether it's betrothal, or whether it's engagement, whether
That's
it's
what I was gonna ask.
wh-
I was
whether
gonna ask that.
yeah.
Like, what if they're engaged? Is it considered cheating?
Yeah,
Oh,
so if,
most
No, they're
definitely.
not
You
married.
made the decision to
yeah.
proceed.
But
So
we also
no,
made
no,
a
no.
In
decision to be in a
courtship, you make the
relationship.
same decision because courtship is generally before marriage, but
if,
technically
if
you're
you're
not
in courtship,
married and you're not
but
engaged.
come on now, wait a minute. If you're
But
in
you
a
signed the
courtship,
contract at that
there's a
point.
difference
The
between
engagement is
What?
the contract.
no,
The
wait.
engagement is pretty much
Well, verbal
the
agreement is the contract.
The verbal agreement
the
for
engagement
courtship
is
is a
the
contract.
engagement is me handing you an offer letter, you signing it before we go through and sign all the HR paperwork.
It
Oh,
won't.
That's
Nothing
all an
is signed.
engagement is.
Nothing has been signed. It's all verbal.
Courtship
No,
though,
that's
courtship is not the same thing as dating though.
no.
Courtship is literally, we've discussed, hey, look, not only are you and I going to be exclusive, but I want to see if this is going to lead to marriage with you and me being married, but it's not an engagement. That's courtship. I don't care how long you've been talking, dating, or calling them boyfriend or girlfriend. If you have not had a strict conversation that this is it leading to marriage, it's not courtship. You just got a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
So
Eh,
who in here has been, so Stelson, you've been cheated on before?
have I been cheating on from
Why are
the
you
standards
yelling
of
at me? Why are you yelling at me, sir?
I'm
Yes.
not yelling. Is my mic just too loud or something?
It gotta be because it sounds like you got
Okay. I
mad and you
mean, you know, I've
asking
been
that
having I'm not yelling at you.
question.
I just want to say, when you do talk loud, you sound like Jay-Z when he talks.
I
Go ahead.
sound like Jay-Z. I used to get that I look like him too. So
Yeah.
anyways,
You just
um
whoever said that to you, because he looks hideous. But go ahead.
he got money though. So anyways,
Don't mean he ain't ugly. Go ahead though.
you
Yes.
said have I ever been
Yes.
cheated on? I mean, per the standards of what you would consider cheating, then sure. I think I've never
Okay.
caught them, but I would
What do you
definitely
consider?
say
You've never caught them?
I didn't catch them cheating, but I'm not stupid.
Okay, so what do you consider cheating? I asked
What
that
do
just
I
to ask. What do you
what
consider
do I
cheating?
consider cheating?
Yeah,
I
5
mean,
things.
Yeah,
Give me
there's
three.
5
Give me
things
three.
that you consider cheating. Is
me
a
3.
question we answered earlier.
okay. I mean, 5 things I consider cheating, like as far as like entertaining other people. If you're like in a committed relationship with me, and we're walking in the same, you know, um, entertaining other people, and honestly, if the list goes from there. And just if you entertain somebody else, you're not entertaining me, so you're cheating on me.
Noted.
Simple as that.
No.
Your job is me. So if you know, if you're not
Brandy, you heard that?
focused, if you're not focused on me, then how
Brandy,
can
you heard
you
that?
focus on somebody else?
No, what'd he say?
He said, your job is me. Remember the conversation you had earlier?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But like I said, that could be sexy in the right situation.
I mean, if you you know, I like to go
Please
back
give
to
an example.
I like to go back to just what it was intended to be, right? If we go back to what it was intended to be, man was created, a woman was created as to help me. So that means you're essentially helping me get to where we need to go, right?
Okay,
And
let's be clear.
yeah.
God said that man should not live alone.
Okay.
So he created a woman. God didn't place order really until they ate the fruit. That's when hierarchy was actually, what in the devil? Was actually developed.
Pay that power bill.
God said, let there be light.
There we go. Hey, you misspeaking. That's you misspeaking, and God saying, just shut this
That
down
ain't
right
not,
now.
don't put that on the Lord. First of all, you the one that didn't even realize that the Proverb 31 was talking to from a mother to a son. So let's not go biblical. Let's not talk about what somebody knows, sir.
Who didn't
And I just
realize
paid my
anything?
bill. It came back on. Thank you for the word.
Mhm.
Appreciate you.
God
Go
did
ahead, Pastor.
so. God did not cause woman to be ruled by man, because literally
Right.
he says he will rule over you until after the fall. But there were gender roles before the fall.
Facts.
Yeah, there were gender roles, and the gender role of a woman was to be a suitable helpmeet for him, and
Right.
and that word suitable talks more about compatibility than it does about um, her being under him. Because remember, a lot of
I agree.
times people over spiritualize God. Adam, a man, named all these animals, and I'm not preaching, but literally, he had everything, and they all had partners, for male and female. The monkeys were doing what monkeys do. I'm sure Adam saw,
Monkeying around.
yeah, I'm sure Adam saw mating,
Monkeying around.
and he didn't fit these other animals. They were not something that's why the first thing he says to Eve is, "You're bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh." He really saying, "You're like me." See, we
Hmm.
marriage a spiritual thing, but it's not. It is 100. And the problem with that is when we over spiritualize women in marriage, they lose their purpose in it. Their purpose in it is to be like me. To physically you fit me.
And right.
And a woman who is not feeding into the natural side of a man. Don't get me wrong, women, pray for your husband. But we've over spiritualized the role of a wife to make it a spiritual thing. And we say stuff like, God showed me you was going to be my wife. Brother, that don't happen.
You choose your wife.
You choose him. He said, you
Yeah.
can have the eyes of your heart, and there's no such thing as you are the one for me. Because if there's only one for you, she better live forever. She better not die in a car accident.
Yeah, there's not one. I believe that too.
You're going to be.
And I agree with what you're saying, Jay, as far as like being able to fit with the whole situation. That's why we got what we got and they got what they got. Is
Yeah,
literally
you
an
fit.
insertion of, you fitting into each other. And
fit.
right, you fitting into each other. And the other way I look at it is if God took, our rib to make woman, then essentially that woman is pretty much supposed to come back and complete what was taken away from you at the beginning of creation. And so that's it. So the whole thing of I agree with that. The whole thing is compatibility.
So
And
with that, you still feel like your woman's job is you?
yeah,
Noted.
So God never
Noted.
reveals
Whenever you say that. Sorry, go ahead.
God never reveals somebody's mate to them. Like that never happened.
I wouldn't say that.
You're
I
right.
think he does.
Jay.
So whenever you start talking for God, you mess up. I will say that, is it possible for God to say this is who you should marry? I would say that is possible, but I don't believe, like the old church taught, that there's a spiritual awakening with every wife and every husband. That did God say this the one, or in the apostolic church, it was the men used to walk up to the women. God ain't told you nothing yet. I don't believe that happens like that.
Nah. But
Okay.
So I'm gonna go
In
reference,
the Bible, he did tell somebody like this is who you're gonna marry.
for example.
Asking me that?
For example, huh?
Are you asking me that, Lolita?
No, I'm telling.
Ooh.
You're saying that there's an example in the Bible where God said you're going to marry them?
Yes.
Are you going to give that example?
I'm not a Bible scholar, but
I think I have an example.
go.
When God made it clear that this was supposed to be this guy's wife,
Yeah.
Isaac and Rebecca.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that. But
But
yeah.
I mean, that's an example because they didn't. It might be Isaac, Rebecca. So Abraham was like, "Don't find my son a wife amongst these Canaanite women. Go to my people and pick somebody from them." And the servant went to the watering well, and somebody came up, and he was like, "If she feeds my camels, and then she goes back and gets more water from the camels, and then gets something for me, then that's the wife from. Then that's the person for my master. Lord, I need you to show me her." And the Lord was like, "This the one."
Well, and in that case, if you ask God, it's just like anything. If you ask God to reveal, then I'm not going to say that He will not do that. But but to say that there's a one, I think any man could agree and say that they've come across a couple
Any man will
women.
want to.
I would say, I would go on a limb and say any man will agree that they've come across a couple women in their lifetime that fit the bill, whether they just weren't in the right space at the right time, they weren't ready for it,
So you missed your one.
you missed, I agree that there's been plenty of times where I've been in a situation where God has placed someone that he said, hey, okay, this is gonna work for you. And I just wasn't, I wasn't walking in his will. And I think that's kind of where men go wrong a lot of times. I mean, I think that's where men go wrong all the time, especially in a situation like Will, right? Especially if you're not even following at all God's will. It's like you completely just miss out on who he's putting in front of you or like around you as suitable, and you pick yourself. That's the whole thing with free will, not to keep hitting on will, but that's the thing about free will. You have the choice at the end of the day, so you can decide to choose the woman that give the bomb top to be your wife. But if that's I mean, and let's be honest, Jay, that's most men, that's how they choose. They're like, man, that box fire, that thing sitting, and the top is topping, right? And that's how they choose the woman that they're gonna be with, right?
Bob
And
So
and
physical
top
pleasure.
lady.
Physical pleasure is tied to emotions, right? A man's physical pleasure is tied to emotions.
Agreed.
Are you saying that?
I'm asking.
Are you
asking?
Are you at? Well, I mean,
not necessarily.
If we want to, not necessarily, but if they're not mature,
if it's not a no, it's a yes. Go ahead.
If they're not mature men, I wouldn't. If they're not mature men, because immature men will tie that physical pleasure to emotion. I would say that.
But mature men won't.
No, they would not. They would not just say physical. They would not look at this. They would not just look at physical pleasure and be like, "Oh, this is unfulfilled." No, a mature man would not do that.
So a mature man wouldn't marry a woman based off of how sloppy her top is.
A mature man would not just marry a woman based on how sloppy her top is. No. A mature man would not just do that.
The majority of men do that, you said.
Well, mature men.
So there's more immature men than mature.
What did I say a couple weeks ago? There are no good men.
So now there's no mature men.
I'm not saying that there's no, but remember the exception. It's not the rule.
But you said, what did I say last week? You said
I said a couple weeks ago. I said there's no good men,
and now there's an exception.
Well, there are no good men, but when I say no good men, like just like I said, all women will you give them an inch, they're gonna take a mile. Lolita rebutted and said, no, that's not all women. And obviously, yes, if you're talking in a general sense, yeah, no good men. But let's be honest, out of 100%, there is a small percentage of men that are actually good men, but it just hits better when you say it that way.
Well, scratch that. I was gonna make a point, but that's okay.
If you had to have me explain the whole thing out, Brandy. Yeah, but yeah. There are good men, but in the grand scheme of things, no. Just like there are good women.
Right, we know. We are
general sense.
We are them.
Right.
So back to cheating. Why do you feel let's first start with women. Why do you feel women cheat?
Why do I think women cheat?
No, not you. I said, why does everyone think? But yes. According to you, why do you feel women cheat?
Very, very reason. Lots of different reasons, but I think they're not fulfilled. They're not getting what they want.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not getting what they want.
Anyone else? Oh, I'm sorry.
This is such a common question. I think women cheat when they've been spoiled. And I don't mean spoiled like in a bratty spoiled. I mean like tainted. Women have an ability, once they've been tainted in a relationship, to see men as dogs and to assume he's doing what the last one did, so I'm gonna do what I want to do too. Women can check out on a new guy for what the last guy did, and they'll be entertaining, and while entertaining you, just in case you're entertaining someone else.
So you feel women cheat because of the past relationship?
Yeah, I think I think when you find and again, there's exceptions to every rule, but when you find a good woman that's cheating, most of the time, um, young man might take off and talk to that part by the time they get older, his peace becomes more and more important. So I'm telling you that.
Is that Oscar?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Some call me immature, but listen, my point, because I
Uh,
don't care how mature I get. Anyway, let me get back. I think that a
Yes,
good
Pastor.
woman,
Please.
once tainted, has the proclivity and the propensity to cheat more often because it's hard for a woman once she's been hurt by the one she really loved. It's hard for her to believe again. And
I don't. Mm-hmm.
if you can't believe, you can't give. If you can't trust, you can't give all of yourself. That's why women cheat. Women really cheat because they don't trust you.
yeah. Or
I
they don't really trust themselves with you.
I think women cheat for. Okay, well, okay. Jay said that women, once they've been scorned, like it's hard to get them back. I think that's more so with men because y'all are a one and done. When y'all get y'all hearts broken, it's
Doubt.
all bees.
Right.
But with women, we're like, that's why I think men are more emotional than women. With women, we think that, well, maybe this guy won't be like the next. Okay, so then I was burnt by him, but maybe this guy won't be like the next. And we
So
might
darn dumb hopeful.
up and treat a guy a certain way because we've been hurt, but we are still
Hopeful.
hopeful. We're still hopeful.
Yeah.
And then within that relationship, if we get burned within that relationship, I don't even think if we get burned within that relationship. I feel like if we get burned emotionally within that relationship, we might cheat. Cheating is gonna happen.
Yes, typically,
I don't think it's because of the result of a past dude.
women can cheat for multiple reasons. One, because their emotional needs are not being met by whoever they're with. Two, um, sometimes it's because because they lose respect for the person they're with, and possibly um, they find something else, find respect in someone else, like for monetary gain, possibly to level up their status.
I think women cheat because of emotional reasons, relationship. They're not satisfied in the relationship. They're not getting attention, or they're not satisfied sexually. Because,
Mhm.
and I definitely believe that because dudes talk a big game, like they know what they're doing, and it's just like, how,
Yeah, apparently
Sorry
75%
about that,
of
Logan.
women who are in relationships are not even having orgasms. Go ahead, next.
I'm so sorry.
mm-hmm. If I had two vaginas, I'll try it, Stelson.
Good night.
Just
Good
so I
night.
can be like, just so I can get over it and be like, he talking about he's sorry. He's sorry already.
Good night.
You calling me sorry?
Brandy, mute her camera. Don't mute her mic. Mute her camera.
One would be for the streets.
You said I'm for the streets.
No, I said if I
She said one of them would be for the streets, so you get the street coochie. You don't even get the good one.
but
Hey.
if I have
The
one,
tatter one.
I would have to be a gatekeeper from heaven. You know what I mean? And I'm does.
Oh, jeez.
I, I I think women cheating for sexual reasons it has to be more. I think it has to be more. I,
Why?
the reason I say that is because I happen to I have two friends. I didn't, and I said this on this platform before. I didn't know how bad it was for women. Um, I didn't know how bad it was for women in sex because women don't really talk about sex like that. You know what I mean? But when I realized how
Hell, they
common
don't.
it was for women not
With
to
y'all.
orgasm,
Go
when
ahead.
I realized
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, because I disagree.
when I realized how common it was for women not to orgasm, how common it was for women to not
Hey,
be satisfied in sex, this, that, and other. I thought to myself, I said, but a lot of those women are faithful to these men who secure them emotionally, though. Like there are a lot of women who are not satisfied physically, but if he's hitting on all other cylinders, they'll settle sexually. A lot of men won't settle sexually, but
No, they won't.
a woman will settle sexually if it's a good man. I think so. For her to cheat over sex, it really is something else going on too. And she's like, wait a minute now. Your
That's
sex
why I said
already
usually it's
bad.
because she's
Your
lost
sex
respect for
already
him.
bad. I ain't gonna deal with you being bad in bed and broke. I ain't gonna deal with you being bad in bed and not a communicator. I ain't gonna deal with you being bad in bed and this. So yes, they'll cheat over sex, but there has to be an adjacent issue with sex. It ain't just sex. If you find a woman and she has a good man, she'll deal with bad sex.
I think with our generation, but with the new generation, the statistics have changed. So women are cheating at the same rate as men are with the new generation, and it's basically, I think, it's social conditioning as far as like,
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Acceptable.
it doesn't necessarily have to do with like, if a woman is, her needs are met emotionally and all these other stuff. I think that society has led you to believe that women don't want to be sexually satisfied, and we're content with him being loving and paying the
Society is
bills and
that.
all that stuff. I'm not content with that, because if the sex isn't great, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's okay, he paying the bills and he loves me and all that stuff. I'm not going to be like that, and I'm not going to accept that, because
Right.
like you said, he wouldn't. So I would have a conversation, and it'll be a very candid conversation, because I want you, with all of this technology that's at your fingertips, surely you can go online and learn some skills. Surely.
So what you're saying is you
And
want him to
also, I
bust the
feel
back open.
like,
Busting back up, not necessarily, not every time.
But
I
try
mean,
to learn your craft, just like
if I was
we
a
will
tool,
research things to make sure that we perfect that craft to please you. Y'all need to do the same thing. But the thing about some men is that their egos are so up there that they feel like they're perfect and they're doing everything right, and they don't take the initiative to go learn.
and I
or
feel like we
society,
do tell y'all what we like. We do tell men what we like. Y'all just don't listen
Move it
because
to the
you think
left,
you're already
tilt it
doing
to
it
the
right.
right, put that pillow under.
Well,
and
yeah, I think a
society
man.
that tells a woman that a man's ego is fragile, so you have to protect it. So
Mhm.
now we're conditioned to
Right.
not even tell you certain things. But I think that is absolutely, that's one of the most asinine things I've ever heard. Because if my ego is fragile, why would I tell somebody else to be responsible for it? So
I'm,
I think it needs to be changed.
yeah.
Tell the dude that your ego is fragile. That's what they're saying. So you need to do something about it, that you can, so that you can function healthy,
Right.
and the woman isn't responsible for it. I'm not
Uh,
saying a woman should tear a man down, but
Right. No, tear him
And
down.
your ego
Just
and your
communicate.
ego and your ego is fragile, so you might want to do some research and be better at what you're supposed to be better at.
don't
Well,
let
I don't know. Maybe I'm just different in that regards, but I would almost want a woman to tell me if it wasn't good. Right. I want that because
I don't know.
there
With your personality,
with my
especially,
personality,
Not even with his
no,
personality, with what he said in the past.
that's what
Like,
I'm saying. With certain things that you have
find me
said,
something.
it it very it
that's not what
almost
it's given.
negates what you just said.
I'm telling you what I would want right now.
All right.
I would much prefer someone to tell me that it wasn't good because for me, I'm a perfectionist. That's what like so if I don't do something right,
Brandy.
that's just me. That I'm a perfectionist. It's a problem because everyone says perfection is paralysis, so it does hinder me from accomplishing a lot of things. But for me, I'm a perfectionist. That's always been my downfall or the thing that's been good for me. Either way, it's been a balancing thing in my life.
One thing
So
I know about perfectionists is that sometimes they don't take constructive criticism well. because they think that they're perfect at doing
He's a
everything.
perfectionist.
Nah, I wouldn't agree that for my situation. Maybe if with whatever people you deal with, but in my situation, I wouldn't say that. Like
That's a that was just a self-fulfilling moment. She gave you constructive criticism. No, I don't. No, I'm just joking.
no, I'm
No, you didn't overreact. I'm just talking.
Nah, but no, seriously though, it's like so.
Put
If
that
I
comment
know,
back up, Brandy.
I'm not saying not the nights that he goes. Well, for me, like if you said, oh, it wasn't good, then yeah, for my ego's like, oh damn, I got to do better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay,
A
I
man
like
knows when sex isn't good.
A
man knows when sex isn't good.
Yeah.
A man, if a woman has to tell you sex isn't good, you're so stuck in yourself. That's why it ain't good. One, two, a woman's body, her reaction,
Tells you, yeah.
her what she says in the moment, how
Mm-hmm.
she responds after the moment, tells you if sex was good.
You know what? I
Right.
have an example. I had a neighbor, and the
Your
walls were
neighbor,
Your
huh?
thin.
neighbor, girl.
Your
Huh?
neighbor.
Your
The
neighbor,
neighbor.
girl.
Tell us what happened with the neighbor.
Mm-hmm. Go
Anywho,
ahead.
and the walls are thin, so
Uh-huh.
I could hear her and the dude doing the nasty, right?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so like over the top. It was like over the top, unnecessary. And I'm like, dude, if you don't realize that she's not enjoying herself, something is wrong with you. Cause don't nobody it in the whole town side, y'all don't pay attention though.
Well, I won't say that because there's some women that do that. It might,
A
and I'm
lot
not
of
saying
women
it.
do that. A
I
lot.
won't. Well, I'm not gonna say that he wasn't doing it right or he was doing it right because
Is she
I'm
too
not in a situation.
Hollywood?
She was too
But but
yeah,
but
she
there's
was
some
much
but there's some
too
women that do
Hollywood.
that just for the fact that they know it's gonna turn them on. Like
If she too Hollywood, she ready for you to finish, brother.
Exactly.
well, no,
Because
I agree. I mean, if she doing
she,
too much, but
And there's some women who are professional at
I don't
faking
like
it.
that
right.
personally.
Because she knows
I want
that
the actual moments.
a man's climax is 1000% tied to his ego in that moment. The worst thing you can say to a man is, "Don't stop, sister. You just stopped me." Because the moment you say "don't stop," and I hear that I'm doing well, whatever I'm doing well, load is blown. This is literally. I cannot stand when a woman, a man, a compliment in that
I
moment
don't
when you
know.
know
Yeah.
you in there, and she let you know you in there, sister. You just don't let me know I'm in there because it's gonna have the reverse effect. Oh, that's good.
I think I get everybody's just built. Everybody's built differently. Like I think that's just the moral of this whole thing. Like everybody's built
Everybody's
differently.
built the same. We just built different.
Doctor,
I'm saying this as far as how they go about it. Because for me, it's I don't know personally, and I know this is not the conversation or topic about sex, but I take complete pride in knowing that if she told me don't stop, then I ain't gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like I want you to get there. Like that's just me.
I don't know if we can say this, but I just want to say this, nigga, please.
Hey, well, like I said, everybody.
Nigga, listen. Nigga, listen. Let me take my pastor hat off. This
Go
Gerard
ahead,
Ivan
Pastor. Take your pad off.
Father
Take your head off.
Shores. Nigga, please. You hitting up from the back and she letting you know you doing it right. If you don't blow, you ain't a man. Nigga, please. You getting ready.
I won't say all that now.
This is
I
off
mean,
topic. Can I say something off topic?
Go ahead, girl. Save me.
Dr. Jackson, you have the sexiest voice. I'm not a lesbian.
Oh my
You have
God.
the sexiest voice. And I'm over here like a goddamn tractor trailer with my voice. Next.
you're not a tractor trailer.
I'm gonna be Janet Jackson.
I'm dump truck. I'm a dump
Wait.
truck.
Do that again. Do that again.
Stelzy. And I think a lot of women fake vaginas. I'm thinking about having vaginas, but fake orgasms because they want you to hurry up and finish. So whatever stimulation we can give you.
I feel that.
Do you feel it?
Or sometimes it's and sometimes it's just to even boost your ego.
God, the thought of
But
that.
most of the
Well, I
time, it's
mean,
just get over
like I
with.
said,
Finish.
I know this is not a conversation on sex, but I mean, there are men out there.
Apparently, it is.
It
It
is, but it's all
absolutely is.
about cheating too. But I mean, there are men out there who do take pride in, what I'm saying, the entire action, and even if they do blow, they're gonna get back up again.
Listen,
You
listen,
know,
listen,
but
brethren,
that's
Get
just
back
my
up
take. I don't know my
again.
experience.
brethren,
In
brethren,
that.
brethren. Listen, I'm not putting
Yeah.
these out here, but these women are pros. They're not rookies.
I'm not
Well,
No,
do that because I'm not a pro. I'm
listen,
going,
Wait, what you
to heaven.
mean?
listen.
I'm going to heaven, sir.
Yeah, and we
Hello,
I
and we
am too.
and
But
with this
I
word
didn't.
Israel, it could
questionable.
be any day now.
I,
What?
I'm going through, but that don't mean nothing. But
Sean
anyways,
Doe.
Don't call me.
Rico.
Don't call me no pro.
Listen, so what I meant by that is being in tune with your bodies and what a man does and does not do. I think the and I get it, Stelsa. I'm big on.
Fact.
I'm right,
I mean,
exactly.
yeah. I,
And some and
And
some
some men can't get up at all.
and some and some.
I don't got no problems over here, so
Listen, and some. Okay, say it with your chest, then.
I don't got them problems over here. Then God, please don't
Get
ever
back
give me
up
them problems.
again.
Please, God, don't ever.
But I want to
Oh
say
man,
there is a there's a level that a
Bernie,
man
why you so close to the camera? I'm
if
sorry,
you're
Jay.
He know who I'm looking at.
if your if your if your game plan starts in the bedroom, you've already lost, my guy.
Come on now.
If you're what now?
If
You should have asked him when his game plan starts.
right, because
Wait, if your game plan, what you said before you finish?
if your game plan starts in the bedroom, you've already lost.
Bam.
You mean you're
What
okay?
does he
Oh,
No,
mean
of
by that,
course not.
Chelsea? What
oh,
does he
Huh?
mean by that?
He talking about if you wait till you get to the bedroom to start the game, then you lost. You should be practicing. There's pre-game rituals.
like
You know
Like,
what
what?
I'm saying?
give me an
Such
example.
as,
Such as
Yeah.
I need you
go
to
ahead.
yeah,
now,
Like an
because
example.
all you just did, you basically just been like quarterback, back quarter. You just flip words
I
around, my
mean, we
guy.
we we
You
we
didn't
talking
really
about we
explain
talk
what
the
he's
game the
saying.
game the game is later, right? So we talking about all the routes, right? We talking about
You're
the
speaking plain
the
terminology, my
It's
guy.
it's in
So
plain English.
okay, you foreplaying from the beginning. You
No,
know what I'm
no, no,
saying?
no.
give an
What are you talking
example.
about?
No, black shirt. Go ahead, give an example.
Give an example.
No.
Chelsea.
Go ahead. No, what is he saying? Go ahead, because
No, because
now
you agreed to. You agreed with him. So we're trying
Yeah,
to figure
no,
out,
you said
what you agreeing to.
you said if you wait till you get in the game, right? Then you already lost,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So
So
give an example.
what is an example of waiting to get to the game?
Give an example of doing the opposite of that.
Give an example of doing the opposite of that. Of
Basically doing what he said. Like if you wait till you get to the game, so what would you do prior to the game?
what would I
Not
do
even
prior
that.
to the game?
Explain what he meant when he
Yeah,
said
explain like
what he
basically
said.
explain what he
Okay, what
said.
do y'all want?
You can
Please
explain
explain.
that
Like,
in
be
an
clear.
example, though.
Please be. There's like three different
Explain that in
things
an
going on
example.
right now. Please be clear.
Okay, well let's listen to Lolita.
Give an
Okay,
example.
give an example of what, Lolita.
Wait, I just want to say this before he gives an example.
Don't
This
say
is to
nothing.
Brandy saying, "Listen to Lolita."
What?
Brandy's a nutcase.
I know what you're doing. Go ahead, Lolita. Go ahead.
I'm lost. Yeah, give an example.
Okay, example of what? Just be more specific with me.
The opposite of what he said. If you wait until the game to start, then you've lost already. And
Okay, so
yeah. So
okay, right. So you got to do the pregame ritual. You got to talk to your player, right? You got to let the player know from the beginning. Okay, this is how the game's gonna go. All right.
an example of that is what? Like use actual words. Like paint the picture. What's the scenario?
You want me to paint the picture? I'll paint
Yeah.
it for you later. How about that?
No.
My guy, you missed a great opportunity.
He did. Just
Great
fumble the
opportunity.
ball. Since we're using game terminology, fumble the ball, double dribble. You travel, my guy. You travel.
Okay,
Double
I traveled.
Technical,
Okay,
technical.
okay.
All right, take notes, Stelson.
Stop agreeing
Go
to stuff
ahead.
you don't know what the man mean. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So when I said play, if you wait until you're in the game to play the game you already lost, I wasn't talking about foreplay, because foreplay really is you're on the field, you're stretching, right? What I mean is a woman is like an
Game start.
ATM when it comes to sex. On days that I knew, because when you're married, things are moving fast. When on days that I know that I want to have mind-blowing sex, that morning, my text messages are not even about sex. They're whatever to make you comfortable mentally and emotionally.
I'm
Come on
sorry.
now, Jay.
Hold on a
And
second. Hold on a
throughout
second.
the
Hold on a
day,
second. Hold on a second.
Y'all know that's
Did you fill the
exactly where I
paper
was
out,
going, but go
Stelson?
ahead.
Stelson,
That's exactly where I was going, but y'all didn't want my
Break
football
out his
analogy.
screen right now, Brandy. If you don't do it, I'm never returning here again. Black him out. He's
You
out.
blacking me
Stelson,
out?
take your notes. Take notes, because you
Go
finna
ahead.
learn
Go ahead,
something.
Jay. Go ahead.
You finna
Go
learn
ahead.
something.
Go ahead.
Continue,
Okay.
sir.
I just need your vote because
Right.
Brandy already in on it. What you want to do, Jackson, Dr. Jackson? Get him out of here. Go, Jay. School him.
Continue, wise man.
School him, Jay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can't be general text messages. They literally have to be text messages that can't be recycled. They need to be personalized text messages.
Come on
Text
now.
messages that speaks to the inner her, because you're looking for intimacy. Into me, see into me. Like literally, and write this down, stuff. I'm telling you.
I told him
If-
already.
No, I
He
don't
ain't
need to write
listening.
this down. Go ahead.
He
Go
is
ahead.
going,
I don't need to write
No,
this
he
down.
going,
Go ahead.
It ain't even
Go
touching
ahead.
it. It ain't
somebody,
even touching.
if she's somebody,
You know how cartoons the iron hit the head and it bend. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
if she's somebody who is y'all are sick.
Yeah,
If
for
she's
real.
somebody who is,
hard.
if she's frustrated at work, let's say she's in a dead end job, or let's say she's in a tough space, your text message needs to get her through that in the morning. Then, and when you come back in the afternoon, you have to assume that just because you text her did not change her reality at work, but you're going to provide the relief for that reality later. So I've given you the planet seed in the day. Have a good day, and I hope it is good. But in the middle of the day, I've already, even if your day is not as good as I wanted it to be, don't worry, because tonight I'm going to fix that. Because tonight I'm going to fix that. Not through sex. The problem is, if you think that you can out sex a bad day, a dead end job, brother, you've lost already. But
Wait, do we need to ask him what that means?
But if you allow women, people think men like to get through frustrations through sex. I beg to differ. Women, when they're frustrated and you've planted the seeds, you put the money in the ATM all day long through text messages, through, even if you don't even mention sex, brother, when she come home, she's gonna be ready to be had by you, because you've been a constant source of security all day long. And if she allows you to have sex talk with her throughout the day, you got to really, now I ain't talking about selling wolf tickets. You got to really set expectations and set things, and you got to do, if she's a single mom, it's a completely different text. It's a completely different life. It's a completely different thing. If you have to be wise enough all day long to do it. And then when she gets home, you can't just go to sex because y'all have had a few things and maybe you've invited her. Maybe you told her what you're going to do tonight and yada, yada, yada. That's cute. But you still have to be willing to foreplay. You can't think just because you pregame that you can't stretch either, because that's not stretching. You still got to, you got to follow it through, my boy. you, you got to go
And
all
gotta
the
be clean.
yeah. You got to go all the way. And then after that, I'm gonna give you this for free. And I hope my members ain't watching, because if not, my launch service this weekend is gonna be empty. Watch this. Tell you what a Russian dude told me. A woman has a greater ability to climax after she's already climaxed. Let me say that again.
That's that.
A woman has a greater ability to climax after she's already climaxed.
That's
So if
full
you know
fact.
that you struggle with making her climax with your hips, you have to learn how to use your lips before you. Don't be so quick to penetrate, my guy.
My God.
Talk to her.
Okay, Giselle, come on.
Talk, and when I say talk to her, talk to both set of lips. After
Ashley
you
said
get her
that. Ashley said
there,
that too many times.
after you get her there, you'll be surprised what happens when penetration comes. You'll say, "Man, I must be doing work," and you have no idea. It's not what you're doing right now, bro. That's 6 inches, 7 inches, whatever inches. It ain't that. But the dividend, what you've paid all day long, what you've done. I wish I could teach classes on this stuff. You can cause the right woman, and I hate to say this to men, but a lot of women, I don't care what they say their financial requirements are. If you make a woman feel secure emotionally and you take care of her physically, you can go far with a woman.
Pause.
And
Yeah.
wash the dishes too. How the dishes wash when she get
That's why I
home?
said the house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hey, if you haven't already, go to the Raw News No Fluff YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click to get notifications so you never miss a show.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take my shoes off when I get to the house.
Right.
Turn on the shower for me.
Give me a scalp rub.
Come on. Don't try to jump on me.
Right. If you cooking for a woman, even if it don't even taste good.
That's one less thing I got to do. So this
Right.
day that was trash, now I don't have to cook. And then if you act like you don't want it, oh, you gonna get it.
You got to take the things that would be pinging on her mind, like during sex. You got to take that out of the equation,
out of the game.
Yeah. Let me ask you: is that's a deep statement, Lolita?
What?
She's like, what did I just say?
A woman could be sexually active and still focused on these other. Men are so one-track minded when it comes to. Ain't no man that they could be outside repossessing the car. He could hear the chains dragging on the concrete. He could see the orange lights flashing. But if he's in the middle of it, that joker gonna finish.
We'll worry about that later.
A woman is not. That's a jewel you just dropped. A woman can't. She not in the mood. She done looked at them bills and she know them people coming to disconnect that water tomorrow. She said she's gonna brush her teeth without water tomorrow. And you sitting up here grunting and breathing heavy.
Her ear.
Get off me.
Yeah. Get off of me right now.
Oh, that's deep.
Are you done yet?
Right.
That's
no, don't stop.
Deep. That's deep. That listen, men, if you're watching this live, that's a jewel.
It's true. It's 100%.
So the opposite of that has to be true. The man who handles and makes sure that things are okay,
she ready.
He going to pound town.
What? She ready, and it's going to be easier for her to climax.
Problem solving in her day-to-day life solves your problem in your sex life.
For sure.
Right. Oh, that's good. I can't wait to teach my church about. Let's talk about sex, baby. Yeah, that's good.
Why do men cheat?
Oh, y'all didn't answer.
We said why women cheat.
You know, because you were asking about why women. No, because why women cheat was the original question. Jay, did you answer? Yeah, you answered that one. Yeah, and you answered too.
Everybody answered.
The women didn't answer.
We did.
We said it was emotional.
We said it's emotional. Like basically, either she's lost respect for the man, and then he's not meeting her emotional needs.
Lita said your penis doesn't work.
So why do men cheat? Ignore. Why do men cheat? Just ignore.
Can I go first?
Yes.
Or you want the men to go first?
Now y'all can go first.
Because he's not getting the respect or admiration at home and he seeks it elsewhere.
Because the opportunity presents itself.
Dang, Brandy, don't do us like that.
Oh yes.
I ain't gonna ussy foot around nothing. It's because the opportunity presents itself. And you think you got, oh shoot, somebody else want me. Let me.
What's Lita's answer? God, leave Brandy.
I at least try to sugarcoat it a little bit.
Right, Brandon, I made me. As soon as you said that, I started smelling like a hoe. When you said, I said,
Smell
well,
like a hoe.
I smell homemonger over
Right.
here.
Smell like, whoa. Lolita?
I think society plays a role. Conditioning. I'm big on conditioning. They feel like if you don't have multiple women, then you're not a man. So they cheat for status. I think they cheat if there's an opportunity. If the wind blows, they cheat. Because it sometimes, and I'm so sorry, because this is the branding for men. Sometimes it don't even got to be a human.
Wow.
It don't even got to be a human. Y'all ain't see that man?
Wow.
I see that man with that dog, with that chicken.
Wow. So one crazy cuckoo dude, and it was all. You see how that.
Oh Lord!
Look, you see how that is.
Oh.
You just lump all of this in there, huh?
Yeah.
Brandon talks, oh Lord, help me.
That's it. The end.
You go ahead, Jay. I got.
I think the reason that men cheat is I think a variety of all those answers, including Lolita's. I think that men cheat because of opportunity. I do agree with that, but not like how you all are expressing it. Like if it's an opportunity, he'll cheat. I do think that men are not used to attention from women like women are. Like you all are built. Y'all go to Walmart. Hey, red. So y'all are used to walking through the gas station and just ignoring cat calls. When a guy gets
true.
Y'all are used to that, Lolita.
No, it's not.
No.
No, men
I
don't.
think you guys really think that happens. And
Women have built up a resistance.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah, come on now, y'all.
I've seen it happen. Like, hey, red, hey, little.
I don't care what
like,
she.
nah.
A woman could be spread nose, flip.
Thank you, Tasia. Jump on here, Tasia.
Tell it, Tage.
Jump on here,
What she
please.
said? Bacon strips? What?
Yes.
A woman could be wide nose, flip flops, raggedy clothes, and pregnant, and she going to Walmart, and it's a joker gonna say something like, "You taking applications for stepdaddies? Come on now."
Yeah.
It does not happen like that.
Look at Dr. Jackson. Dr. Jackson heard it while she was pregnant.
Right.
Dr. Jackson, tell the people I'm not lying.
True. Yeah, no,
it does happen
I
like that.
did get hollered at a lot while I was
they
pregnant.
think they can get away with that with.
Yeah, but
I don't get catcalled.
It rarely happens to me.
I don't believe that.
About y'all.
Rarely.
It mostly happened to me while I was pregnant.
I would agree with Jay and say that y'all built a resistance to it. Y'all don't pay attention. Y'all have a way to filter it out.
No,
right.
But I think it does.
No, somebody can't call me, please.
I wish somebody right. I wish somebody. I'm listening for it.
Right.
And I'm cute today.
Hey, Dre.
Nothing.
Hush.
Nothing.
Hush.
No.
Somebody's calling.
Empress.
So for men, when we get to a place where a woman is forward with us, we're not prepared for that. And I'm not saying like we're just weak little men and all she got to do is show us attention, but men are easy. So I do agree that but I want to talk about what Dr. Jackson said about respect, and when 9 times out of 10, if you look at a woman that a man is cheating with, men don't cheat up like women do. Men cheat down.
Yeah.
Right.
And most of the time it's because she has lower standards, lower requirements, and she's giving more attention. But the main reason that I want to talk about why men cheat, and I'm done, is childhood trauma. Black men do not acknowledge enough I was a serial cheater and a whoremonger because I was proper. I wore my pants where they should go, and I talked like a white boy. According to my four brothers that sold drugs, they called me a sissy most of my pre-adolescent years. So my goal was to prove to them that I wasn't a sissy. So I literally would chase a girl. I got addicted to the chase, conquer her, bring her around my brothers. She had to be pretty. I had a rule: she couldn't be pretty, she couldn't be ugly, she couldn't be fat. And I would literally cycle these women, and it had nothing to do with me liking them. It was only to please my older brothers and get their approval, and it became where it was a game to me. I was sick. Childhood trauma did that to me. And a lot of black men who are not able to be expressive and educated intellectual because we put that in the homosexual boat spend their life trying to prove they're not a homosexual. And in so, they leave a trail of hurt women because it's not even about the woman. It's about them trying to heal a little boy inside of them.
Stelson, why do men cheat?
I'm gonna preference this and say black men don't cheat, but anyways, Jay would agree, but no, I just had this conversation the other day, and it was probably the most realist response I got, and I'm just gonna say it here: the real reason men cheat is because they don't think the woman they with is enough. Whatever you want to equate that to, it's but you're not enough. Like, it's just what it is. Because if that person, the man felt you were enough, then they wouldn't need to cheat.
So a personal insecurity within yourself. Why?
You want I don't know, you want to call it that, but I don't think it's a personal insecurity. More so than it's just that person just whatever they just don't think you're enough. That's just what it is. Now, personally, I don't cheat.
Preference.
What?
I'm going to change that to preference. It's a personal preference. So this person isn't meeting whatever need that you have. Not necessarily like she's not enough. She's a bad person to anybody. Just
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's not enough. They're not meeting the personal. They're not meeting. There's something that they're missing. They're not getting all of that. So they step out, of whatever situation they're in and explore other options or look outside of whatever they're not getting. That's why I think men cheat.
Have you ever cheated on anyone?
Have I ever cheated on anyone? No.
You already said yes, so we know your answer.
No, if I get into a situation where I'm committed, then no, I don't cheat. But
You've never cheated.
No,
Text,
but
talk, date.
no, but I haven't had too many real committed situations either. So there's that.
Okay.
Do you think cheating is a thing to do now?
Do I think cheating is that a question is that a next question or is that you asking?
It's a question to everyone.
Okay.
Cheating is the popular thing to do now.
Absolutely.
You said, do I think it's a popular thing to do now?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be. You date to cheat now. I mean, yeah, the fact that there has been a in music and in black culture where being with someone else's man is a badge of honor.
Yeah, right.
Or woman.
Or being with someone else's woman is a badge of honor. The reverse to that is if you're okay with being a side chick and being proud about it, it's almost impossible for me to believe that you're not okay with cheating on your man or woman, because that's way worse than coming out of so I think we are predisposed now to think that cheating is okay and normal.
I would agree with what Lolita said earlier about it's societal norms. It is like, and that's kind of also piggybacking off what you just said too, Jay. That it is like socially acceptable to cheat or to to not be committed. I want to say it that way because I guess I do agree with the whole cheating thing. Is if you're like in a marriage or in a committed monogamous like situation, past engagement. That's what I would look at cheating to be. But yeah, I would say that like it's socially acceptable to do that. It's socially acceptable to have other partners, um, to have a situation. But I mean, with that being said as well, if I think if everybody's in agreement, like, like let's talk, let's take Jada and Will's situation where if they're like, okay, we're married, but it's okay, we see other people, we both know what's going on, then I mean, I wouldn't consider that cheating, I mean, you are just in a situation where you you guys both discussed it. I think where it becomes cheating is where it's like secretive, you're hiding, you're compromising your relationship, your marriage with that other person, and you're walking in that other direction. Like I said earlier, like it's like walking this way and you veer off, you step out and go that way, then you're technically not walking with me. Now, if we're both walking together and where we're walking together is to secrets, then that's a little different.
So what
Walking
if like we're walking in the same direction? You on one side of the street, I'm on the other side of the street, but we walk in the same direction.
You're not walking with me.
I am.
No, you're not.
I am.
No, you're not walking with me. Because if you're on the
I
other
am.
side of the street, what if
I'm
something
with you.
happens to you? If you're on the other side of the street, what if something happens to you on the other side of the street? How am I gonna get to you? What if there's just a bunch of
We
traffic?
could be walking on the same side of the
What
street
if
and somebody punch you in your face.
well, I have a better chance of defending you at that point. But if you're
A
across the
chance.
street,
It's like you have a chance
I
to cross
have
the
a
street.
chance.
Come
I have a
help me.
chance to defend you if you're walking with me. I
I'm
have
just saying.
not only that, but there's more of a deterrent. Number one, if you're walking with me, if you're walking on the other side of the street, there's no protection. There's no deterrent, right? And not to mention, if now something does happen, I have to now leave where I'm at and cross and go over
Oh,
there.
heaven forbid.
I seen a viral video recently where a woman was saying that she caught her husband cheating for not the first, not the second, not the third time. And she told him, she said, I've been doing my thing too.
Oh, I seen that.
And she literally was explaining that they came to a place where there's a reason that we don't want to be separate. We still keep coming back to each other, even though you do your thing, I do my thing. So we're just going to be together. And when we're together in our moments, some people call it an open relationship. In our moments, as long as it's respectful and it's about us, it's here. What you do outside, out of sight, out of mind, just know that I'm doing something outside, out of sight, and out of mind. I'm gonna be honest, that works for a lot of people because some people you cheat with or you cheat on because I'm an intellectual. I like stimulating conversation. Just because I get stimulating conversation from Keisha, that necessarily don't mean that I don't want to be with Teresa. And so I think that because we demonize dating, real dating, finding out which personality works for you, that's my problem with saying that you can cheat while dating. Dating should be seeing multiple people to decide which personality works for you. And then once you narrow it down to that one, getting to an exclusivity place because we're dating for marriage now. That's what dating should be. The church culture and black culture has killed it so to where you talking to somebody on the phone 2 weeks, they can't talk to nobody else. They can't go out with
Oh,
nobody
we
else.
in a relationship. Real bad.
Selfish.
If you talk on the phone with
Why
somebody,
is that selfish? Go
if
No,
ahead.
I'm saying
Go
Brandy,
ahead, Jay.
if you talk on the phone with somebody 2 weeks, y'all in a relationship.
Real bad.
She playing.
Yeah. So
I mean.
well,
so those things, that's like those things. They play into this. So what you have is guys or girls. They learn how to fool you until they decide they want to be with you all the way. But if we
yeah,
were to take some of those requirements off of dating, and okay, I may like you because you're a little ratchet and you scratch that itch. So maybe I gotta find out, okay, am I willing to give up ratchet for intellect, or am I willing to give up intellect for ratchet? But once I come to that decision, um, well, that's the main problem. Trying to do that without involving sex is the main problem
Right.
because we're
Yeah.
quick to
Why
debate.
is that a main problem?
Why is it right?
That's a good
But
question.
you,
Why?
you know why? You know why it's a problem? Because
Hold on,
when
Stelson, you have an answer for that?
What? Hold on. Hold on. Go, Jake.
He'll be back in 2 and 2.
Wait, you said do I have an answer for what now?
Why is that a problem?
What?
I don't think you saw the question. Go ahead.
You can't date multiple people.
You can.
You
Just
can
no,
date.
you can.
Just
Oh,
don't
you
involve
can.
sex.
You asked me, do I have a what's the question? So I'll make sure I'm clear answering this right.
You said that's the you see you when he said that's a problem. You agreed. I'm trying to figure out why. We're trying to understand why is that a problem.
I mean, you got people who just they love sex. People that love
Okay.
sex.
And
I mean,
Jay, you. Oh, I'm sorry.
oh no, I'm just if I'm talking for myself, I love sex. You know,
So you can't
and
date multiple people and not have sex with them.
personally,
Because
No,
dating is seen as collecting data. So
right.
everybody you're
So
collecting data
don't
on
don't
your
don't, don't help him out. Yes,
no,
personally.
I get
You
that.
can't
No,
tell me what
so
Jay. You can't tell
that's
me
why
what Jay
I
gonna do.
don't I tend not to date multiple people at a time.
So the
I'll
question
probably
is,
talk.
if you were dating multiple people, would you have to do with all of them?
Would I have to?
Yeah, you
If it
said
was
you love.
presented to me.
Okay,
Yeah,
Jay.
you know, and I'm probably just putting myself all out there. But if it was presented to me, if I'm dating A and I'm dating B, and A want to get it and B want to get it, I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Listen. If I got a Ferrari and I got a Lamborghini, I want to drive the Ferrari one day. I want to
We
drive the
get it,
Lamborghini the other
we
day.
get it. You can only drive one at a time, though.
But if I only got the Ferrari, I'm gonna just drive the Ferrari, and I'm gonna drive the Ferrari as long
into
as
the
I can
ground. You're
keep
gonna
driving
run
the
it into the
Ferrari.
ground.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna run the Ferrari.
Wow.
I'm gonna run that thing to the ground. You know what I'm
You
saying?
drive
I'm
it
gonna
over
run
the
that
cliff
Ferrari.
and
I
I'm
everything.
gonna run that
I
Ferrari
truly
down.
cannot.
You know, but
Jay,
Lay it
that's
down.
why I just say, you know what? I'm gonna choose the car I want to drive, and I'm gonna just drive that car. Because if I have too many cars, then I'm gonna want to drive all of them. I'm that person. I'm the person that drives
got
every car that I own.
got it. A, B, and C. You doing the D. You
Was
giving the
that
A
D.
E
Oscar
F G.
who
Yes,
wrote
of
that comment?
course.
Okay.
What was that comment? Let's see.
Go ahead, Jay. You are you muted or we can't hear you? No.
No.
Okay, today if you say if
Oh,
I'm
he
not
come
moved,
back.
I'm
He
dating
come back. He
somebody.
come back in.
Um,
Right. Are we dating? Like, and I agree. Date multiple people. I'm gonna date multiple people.
I was gonna say this. What I'm in
Wait. I
between.
want you to marinate on it first.
Well, it had to
Okay,
do with
go.
what you and Jay said. No, it was. I was gonna say I'm in between what you said about if you're talking, like if you're talking to somebody,
can y'all hear me
then
now? Can y'all hear
Yeah, we
me?
can hear you. We can hear
yeah, we
you.
can
But
hear you.
hold
I
on.
wanted to say
Keep it there.
I'm somewhere in between where Brandy is and Jay is, but more so like starting to head more into the Jay side of things a little bit. Whereas like where Brandy says, "Oh, if we're talking on the phone, then that's just no, that's us," you know.
Real
Like
bad.
I was that way where it's like, okay, yeah, now if you're talking to me, then you need to be only talking to me, right? But now I've understood what dating. I have a better understanding of what dating and relationships are. So I'm more so in the middle. Like, okay, if they are talking to other people, then okay, I okay, that's fine. You're talking to other people, but I'm gonna take note of that. You know, I take note of all that. It's like, okay, do I want to be with somebody
But we're not
who's
going to tell you that we're
entertaining?
talking to other people because that's not.
What was that?
Right.
You're not going to know that we're talking to other people.
Because that's none of your business.
Well, I've had
Because
that
we are
happen.
going to assume that if we're not in a committed relationship, because we're just dating, we're going to assume that you are talking to other people as well.
Well, but that's the thing. If I'm like I just expressed to you, if I want to drive the one car, right? So if I have the Ferrari, I'm gonna drive the Ferrari and I'm gonna keep driving.
So between your Honda Civic and your Honda Accord,
Why I gotta be a Honda Civic? All right.
Got it. Jay, you was gonna say something?
Oh my goodness. You ain't let me finish, but
The problem multiple.
Cause I don't want him to forget what he was gonna say. To be
Y'all can hear
honest.
me.
Yeah.
The problem with dating multiple women and not having sex with them is that our standard for hooking up is so low these days that if you're dating 2 to 3 women, you would have to almost decide which one you're going to have sex with or not have sex with all of them, because it's not like a guy doesn't have to make the first move anymore. So I don't know if a guy could be 100% clear, because he could say, okay, I'm dating you, but I'm not having sex with nobody else. But if he starts having sex with you without commitment, and like y'all just said, I don't even have to tell you the other people I'm dating because it's not your business. That's a dangerous slope, because once I'm having sex with them, do I have to tell you the other people I'm having sex with? Is that your business?
that part.
Yeah. Yeah. I would think you should. I would think you should express that you're doing the nasty with people,
You say you should or shouldn't?
even if we're not doing the nasty. Yeah. You need to tell me
I
Yeah,
But
would
then that will change the dynamic of the relationship.
why
exactly.
you dating other people. I'm dating other people. Go for broke, bro.
But
But
then,
but
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 then, yeah.
but listen to what you're saying. I can't. It's not my business to know that you're dating other people, but it is
dating, which
my
means I'm
business.
not having sex with anybody. I'm just having conversations with people and
Right.
collecting data to see who I want to be in a relationship with.
Right, but hear this part though. But it is my business who I'm having sex with. If you weigh the weight of information, who I'm having sex with is more guarded as my business than who I'm dating. So if I can hold back the name of who I'm dating, and you call me and I'm out on
I
a date with Bob or Brenda, and I don't say to you, I don't say to you whatever. I didn't just come out on Question Time Live. I just want to say that for the
Brandy looked like that.
right. Brandy looked like I
All
just
right, Will
bust out
Smith.
the closet
No, I'm kidding.
with sissy streamers flailing
Oh.
everywhere.
do you boo?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, if I'm dating Brenda and I don't feel comfortable enough to let Brenda know that I'm also dating Tasha, because it's not her business. Surely it's not her business that Tasha and me went out last night and Tasha wanted to give me something and I got it.
I'm not saying you need to
So
tell me who they are, but I would want to know if you're doing nasty with other people.
If I hear
Why?
the woman that I'm dating is doing a nasty with somebody else, we're not dating anymore.
That's fine.
but
There it is.
that's exactly the point. The thing is, for example, say that we met on a dating site. Chances are you're talking to multiple people on the dating site because you're trying to weed through. You're not sleeping with any of these people, but you are trying to collect data on all these people. I'm not going to tell each guy on the dating site that, hey, I'm talking to like 15 guys on here, because
Well, there's also other reasons you wouldn't do that.
nothing is happening beyond collecting data. We're just basically
I
texting back and
understand.
forth on the dating site.
I actually did that once. I actually told people I'm talking to multiple people, and they were like, "Well, you don't have time for me, so I'm out." I'm like, "But
Yeah,
I've had
that's what
time
I'm
with you, and you
saying.
didn't
I was
even
just
know,
thinking,
and you didn't even know that I was talking to other people. But
I was,
now I don't have time for you. I'm giving you the same amount of time you had before."
I was just thinking, but women believe that. Y'all believe y'all can serve two masters.
Ooh.
A woman 1000% believes that it's possible, because women are so used to being the yay and nay. A woman decides if we have sex or not.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gatekeepers to sex.
Yeah. They're 1000% the gatekeeper. So because of that, they think I'm safe in my space. So I can talk to multiple people, because just like I'm not having sex with you, Leroy, I'm not having sex with Elroy either. So you don't have nothing to worry about. Men are different. Women
She's
don't
smart.
trust us. They know if we talking to Brenda and Brenda say on Tuesday, boy, you can get this, and we talking to Linda and she say on Wednesday, boy, you can get this. It's a great probability that I got Linda and Brenda. But the problem with that is this: a man also knows this. If I can crack the code, he can crack the code. That women by far and large, after sexual, I know women who I never thought they was gonna crack for me, and they didn't think they was gonna crack for me. The stars aligned one day,
Lord.
and literally, it can happen to somebody else. So you all think, that y'all can date multiple people and this, that, and other. Y'all can serve two masters. So when a man hears that, Brandy, that you're talking to multiple men, what he's thinking, they're all getting as far as I'm getting. And let's say me and you are talking risque. Let's say we're talking risque. I'm assuming you're talking to everybody risque. Don't
Right,
don't be
yeah.
sending some
Yeah.
pictures,
And
because
I'm
I'm
assuming
assuming
the
you.
same.
Well, I would say I would agree and say this instead. I would say that men do get weary that that you might be able to crack the code. I won't say that they are afraid. Well, I don't know. I can't speak for all men, but I would say definitely for me personally, if I crack the code and you talking to another guy, then I'm like, all right, well maybe, he might be able to as well. But then, there's also the trust that, all right, whatever I'm doing on my side is enough to do it. But, you also just like, if she let me crack the code a little too quick, or if it's just like a lock pick, you just open it. It's not one of those like difficult locks to unlock. Or even if it's not a difficult lock, if it's just like, if it just depends on the woman, if they're the kind of woman that just talks to too many people and the way that they talk, you watch. Personally, I watch. I pay attention. It's like how are you talking to this other dude? If you're like just like a little too handsy, a little too touched, then I'm like, okay, well, I don't know.
When a woman is into you, she wants to be in your skin.
Yeah.
She don't have time to talk to another man. If
Right.
she's entertaining another man, it's an indication that she's not that into you yet, or she's falling out of being with you. That's an indication. Ain't no woman who's into, because listen, you drive to work, you got a break, you drive home. If you're not calling me on all of those, it's somebody else you calling, because you're supposed to want to hear my voice, baby girl.
That's not true.
It's not.
You say that's
It's
not true,
not.
Lolita?
How you gonna tell?
It's true.
I know this is shocking to you guys. I know this is gonna freak you out. We're women. Okay, do with that what
Right,
you
go
will.
ahead.
You were saying, Lolita?
Get school us real quick, Lolita.
That's
Go ahead.
it. That's not true.
So it's possible for you to be talking to a guy you like and not want to have all his free time?
Absolutely. Yes.
Don't like
I
him.
think women who
Yes.
aren't well-rounded, who aren't well-adjusted, feel that way. But no, I'm not trying to. I need some me time.
You have friends.
No, no.
Go hang out with your friends.
And one of my issues,
No. I'm not talking about a relationship. I'm talking about in the beginning, the puppy love stage.
I have free time. Free time.
But we're not falling asleep on the phone.
Time.
What you saying?
Not every night. We're not falling asleep on the phone. No.
So we're not gonna have a call that lasts 10 hours.
Yes, I've had that. But my issue is one of my main complaints that I get about me is that I don't call. And it's not that I don't want to talk to you. It's just that I don't like small talk. So if we're not like talking, it's like if I don't have something to say, then I'm not gonna.
That means you're not into him, Lolita.
Huh?
I mean, that means you're not into him, or he's not stimulating you enough for you to be into him.
That's not
true. Because if he calls me, then I'm talking. I'll talk. Call me. If you want a small talk, call me. But if I don't have anything to say, then but that I feel is worthwhile, to communicate, then
Is that an invitation?
Which is,
girl, he been begging you all night long.
Who's begging? Not begging anything. I'm just asking questions.
I think you had a good shot that night. Her famous. Do we all don't like ST3? You were doing good then. I think Mexico kind of blew up your tamale.
Jamaica.
It was
Jamaica.
Oh, Jamaica. Yeah, it was Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right. I think
El Paso.
I think El Paso made it a El Paso.
El Paso.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be up under you. Like if we're dating,
y'all saying that
stage, I don't want to be all up under you. I don't even want to be all up under you when we're married. Like
Dr. Jackson don't agree. Dr. Jackson want to be in her man's skin. Come on, sister. Be free, sister. You can admit it.
I don't.
need
Oh.
breaks sometimes. Like, I'm not saying I don't want to see you. I'm not saying I don't want to be. I don't want to be around you. But I don't want to be around you 24/7.
Yeah.
For just dating.
Well, okay. I have to, then
Now, if we're in the
you're
courtship stage, I expect for you to make time for me.
Lolita, if I'm not going to sleep with your dreads wrapped around my head, I don't want you.
well, okay. Let me ask this then. In your younger years, would you say that was the same thing as
Yes,
it is now?
it was worse.
Brandy's the Cruella de Vil of dating.
Oh, geez.
I'm gonna say it was closer to that. Closer to like, oh, let's spend a lot of time together type thing. I mean, but as you grow older, I mean, you got stuff to do. And it's like you like your peace, you like your free time. I mean, speaking personally.
I was busy.
If a girl told me that, she'd be left. Girl, you better listen. Quality time, I think, is my. Remember, I said a couple of weeks back, I didn't have love language. I think quality time is my love language.
Yeah,
Most
definitely.
of quality time is physical
Quality
touch.
time is my love language too. But if it's if you're just dating, if you're just quality time is essential to me when we're in the courting stage.
And it's
It was-
actually quality time. It's not time. It's
Right.
Yeah.
quality time. I don't want to be sitting next to you watching TV. That's not quality time. Go.
Why is it not? Why is that not quality time?
Well,
Brand, I
it depends on
think you
people.
just
It could be
broke up
considered
with me.
quality time, but you know what I'm saying.
Brand, I think you just broke up with me, and we're not even dating. If somebody said they didn't want to watch TV, watching TV with someone is very intimate.
Really, I
Especially,
like
it depends on the show. It depends on the show too.
Yeah,
It's like
Brandy,
when-
Brandy,
talk. That's just vibe.
Y'all, so y'all didn't get the example. Like, it's actually quality time. I'm not saying never watching TV, period, isn't quality time. If we have a show that we binge watch together, that's quality time. But us sitting on the couch watching whatever, or us in the car going to the grocery store, that's not necessarily quality time.
that's still quality time. Going to a grocery store together, that's quality time.
Okay.
Especially if she's pushing the cart, you behind her, wrapped around her, and you just like, just yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
quality.
what is it? Okay, so what is it if you go to the grocery store, she's in aisle 1, you're in aisle 4? Is that quality time? No. So
No,
not
That's
every
still,
type of
y'all still
quality
quality
is what
time,
I'm
and y'all can see
saying.
different
Brandy.
aisles.
Brandy, listen, abandon. There's you gotta abandon that. When you and your girl
I'm
go
not.
to the store, and when you and your girl go to the store, and y'all say, and she says, you get this, and I get this, and y'all play supermarket sweep to see who.
That's different. You're making it more than what it is. I'm saying the basic hanging out, the basic doings.
I know
Some people
men who
think that whenever
consider texting on the phone quality time.
You said what?
I know men who consider texting quality
Dr.
time.
Jackson, text that joker right now and tell him you just woke up and you're not gonna stand for that anymore. Tell him you're better than that. You're a doctor.
Anywho, why do you think, as everyone here, Lolita said she doesn't know if she was cheated. Well, she believes she was cheated on. Why do you think you were cheated on?
Distance. And also I'm gonna say this because it's not like I'm no cake, no piece of cake. It takes a lot for me to share my body. So I'm very like stingy with my
As
love.
well, you should be.
It's cool when Beyonce says it, but when I say it, people look at me like I'm crazy.
Right.
So I think that's an issue because if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to do it to please you either because I'm preserving myself for a purpose. And it's for whoever God blesses me with. I want him to be comfortable in my bourgeois. Like everybody hasn't been in it.
Lord.
And you won't be in it either before you ask.
I didn't say that.
It's not an invitation.
Okay?
Go
No,
next.
stop.
Next person.
Please stop it.
Hey, listen. ST3,
Oh,
when he
God.
sucked his teeth like you was his big sister, he told me, I didn't say that. I just
You're silly.
yeah,
No.
y'all just had a major breakthrough. This is good.
Y'all, everybody else, why do you feel you got cheated on?
I think I'm difficult to date. And I think that I checked out mentally. But in my mind, I knew I was coming back. But I didn't get back in enough time. And I left her time to wonder.
Okay.
I chose wrong.
That nigga wasn't good, wasn't he?
That girl
Huh?
on
That
the
nigga
Love
wasn't
Is
no good,
Blind.
ain't he?
I chose wrong.
I chose wrong. No, because like on top of that, like a lot of times it was in college days, and people were young, dumb, full of something. But it because it was that time in life, and everybody was just sleeping with everybody.
It's college.
Okay. Stelson?
um, I'm also a piece of work. I'm not.
Really?
Shocking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also
I'm so
pretty.
surprised.
What was that?
Nothing ST3.
I just
No,
want
go
to
ahead. Speak louder, Dr. Jackson.
I
I
just
said I'm so surprised. I'm shocked.
I just
So
want to say this. We'll know that God answers prayer when Lolita calls us tomorrow and says, I woke up with two vaginas.
Yeah.
Where that and?
That boy gonna set up a mighty God. If you can partner, see, surely you can do this one.
And I'm gonna give
oh,
y'all all the details on Stelson.
oh my god. Oh really? On the live too, right?
It'll be quick.
Might be quick, but I'll go for a second.
No, Tasia said not spending
I'm going
enough
right
time
back in.
together.
Well,
I
anyway,
I'm she said I'm not spending enough time together. Y'all can read it. Shoot.
but no, for me, I'm a piece of work, definitely, and I withhold. I hold my
Physically,
card. What?
you withhold six.
Physically? What was that?
You said I withhold. Unpack that for me.
Oh no, not necessarily like sexually, but I'm not gonna
Dr.
just give.
Jackson, your camera. Say that
Uh,
again.
no, I withhold. Not talking about sexually, but maybe I should. But anyways, but more so the other things. Like I will withhold. I withhold my heart. I'm not gonna give it to you that easily. I'm gonna withhold other things that you may want because I'm trying to see what you're
What
here
are these
for.
other things?
Go down the list of what women want from a man.
I
I'm gonna
don't know
withhold it.
what you think women want from a
What
man.
what do women what do women want from a man?
Just answer the question because you so vague. Other things. What other things, Muffin? What other things? It's okay. This is a safe place. Everybody else has set their answers. We promise not to judge you.
That's my answer. I withhold things. I don't give everything all at once.
His vulnerability.
Don't answer for him.
They want
he
all
wants
of it.
everybody else to answer questions. What he asks, he should be able to answer questions. What are the other things, Muffin? Come on, everybody, plug your ears.
I told you I don't give my heart. That's number one.
And you said among other things. Give me two more.
Two more. She got to be so specific. You're like, give me two more.
Everybody else was.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Lolita got it. I withhold my wallet. Now I've in the past. No, I'm not cheating.
Y'all going out watching on the first date.
Huh?
With Stelson.
Right.
Watching.
You said now what?
You going cloud watching on the first date.
And then no clouds in the sky.
Stelson, right.
Nah. I've actually done that.
What's one more thing? One more thing. No tangent. What's one more thing?
I mean, I said my heart, my wallet. I mean, that's really it, really.
That is it.
Yeah.
I was hoping you found something else though, but that's it.
No,
okay.
No.
Okay. So you withhold those things, proceed to smoke weed.
As long as you
I'm not saying that you should have been cheated on, but if you put that in the layman's terms, you cheap and you stingy and mean. You stingy and mean. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, Stelson. It's hard not to cheat on somebody who's stingy and mean.
No. Okay, if we want to go down the rabbit hole because y'all want to get all personal and everything,
especially
the person that I do believe,
right?
The person that I do believe cheated on me I did not withhold my wallet as much as, but the thing was, they were used to
Well, that's a
dating.
good question.
They were used to dating people who can provide more. You get what I'm saying? So in that sense, I wasn't providing to the level that they wanted me to provide at, because they were used to more, right? And so in that case, yeah, from that point on, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm not gonna. I in that situation, I led with my wallet where I shouldn't have, right? And I said, okay, I'm not gonna do that again, because you know that's not what I want to be known for. So it's not necessarily cheap, not cheap, but I'm not gonna just give you too much too quick. And I've done that. I've been the person that gave too much too quick, especially for someone I wanted to be with. And then it was like hand out, reaching. And so I've noticed a pattern, especially as I've been dating, is where, people want to come and, because I am, regardless of what y'all say and what y'all see on this live, I'm a giving person, right? And I, if I have it, then I will give. And I give in multiple different ways, not just monetarily. I give in my time, I give in my help, given my whatever wisdom I have. So I give, but sometimes that's not enough for people. People like to, I'm dealing with that now. People like to place money as a more of an importance than all the other thing. I had someone recently said, "Oh, what have I ever given them?" Somebody I was dating. It's like, "Oh, what have I ever done or given to them?" I said, "Wait a minute. Without me, like, there's a lot of things you wouldn't have even known. They're not from this country. Just got here. You didn't know how to do this. You didn't know how to do that. You didn't know how to navigate. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know how to navigate this country. I took the time that I could have been doing something else with someone else, or just for myself to be developing myself to help you with those things, right?" And they had the audacity to say, "Well, what have I done for them?" So it's like, okay, call it what you want. But yeah, if you want to call it stingy, I am stingy with those things. I'm stingy with my time. I'm stingy with, my money. I don't want to just give those things away, because those things are valuable to me. At the end of the day, they are of value. And so, yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry.
yeah, I mean, so that's just for me. Like, I'm the kind of I used to be the guy who will go out to dinner and I will spend more than I should have on the first date. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I had to learn quick. You go that hard, then it's like, where do you go from there? It's like you only can go up. You can't go back down after that point. So yeah, the first date now we are going cloud watching. If you don't like me, then you're not going to. I mean, for real, the first date we're gonna go watch some clouds. No, honestly, if you don't like, we're gonna go watch clouds. And if you don't like, if obviously if you like me, you're gonna be okay with watching clouds.
El Paso.
We're gonna go to El Paso. And now you understand why we're not going straight to Jamaica. Why we not doing these things?
Wait a
When you
minute.
go cloud watching, I'm gonna need you to at least bring a bottle of wine.
What? Come
Something.
on now.
We good. Whatever wine you want to drink, I got you.
About
What's
He
that?
ain't bringing no wine. He's gonna be in a box or a bag.
No,
You better enjoy, because he's holding on to his ducats.
Nah.
And that blanket y'all sitting on came from the thrift store. He did not wash it first.
But-
Okay, he ain't had time.
Before my phone died.
I asked that question. Because Stokes made a comment about you're not adequate enough. That's why men cheat. And my reason for someone cheating on me is because the opportunity presented itself. Because according to these people, because I've been cheated on, I'm a regular. I perfect. I did everything. I was supportive. I'm a team player. Take care, whatever. So there was no reason there to cheat. So you could be adequate and be perfect and be good for and to someone, and they still cheat, which is why I said opportunity presented itself. So I got you. I feel like I got cheated because the opportunity was there.
Can I ask you? Well, never mind.
Go ahead, ask the question.
In all the cases that that's a question.
Okay, well, text me then.
I'll do that first. I do want to ask Stelson something.
Okay.
Is
that fine? Is that fine?
Is that okay? SC3, yeah.
Well, ask me a question. Go ahead. Yeah.
is there a level of dating where you start to release your heart and your wallet? Have you gotten to that place in any relationship, or do they?
Yeah, I mean, prior to this, that was his phone died again.
No, I'm here.
Did
Oh,
your
hold
phone
on, hold
die?
on.
Ooh.
Burn.
I'm here.
Good timing, Lita.
I'll try.
No, what I was saying, like that prior to now, that was always the case. Like the first day was always, oh, let's go out to eat, and I'm paying. You know, let's go to this restaurant and eat. Let's go there. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's go. And, that
So
was
would you say that your experiences now you're kind of using those to kind of guide your relationships now?
most definitely. I think any past experiences is what guides someone into a different direction, and that's my experiences. I would take someone on a date, spend the money, and maybe it would go somewhere, maybe it wouldn't, and that would be
So
it.
nowadays you're just going cloud watching.
Nowadays, most definitely, we're going cloud watching. Now
So you
today,
can't take somebody out for a drink or even coffee.
a drink possibly, but nah,
Girl, have
maybe
you
like
seen the prices at Starbucks? Ain't nobody paying for all that.
right. We don't about to go on straight for coffee, but no. It
Ooh,
depends.
it
Honestly,
does.
it really depends. For me, I don't mind doing those things, especially in a position that I'm able to do it. Right. I don't mind
But
taking someone, but I had to kind of reel it back in for myself because you sometimes you can go too big, and I'm used to that. I'm used to going
Well, that's the
too
problem is because you're going so big. Like you're not taking them for crab legs and Capitol Grill and those places on a first date.
Right.
Like you just take them somewhere, like and just sit at the bar and just get a drink, like one drink, and then sit and talk. Like
Which is
well,
that.
the same
I've
exact
done
cost
that
of
too.
Starbucks coffee.
I've done that too. I've been in a situation where you going out and have a drink. All right, next time we're just gonna go here and like we're gonna
Wow,
sit
wow.
and talk and have a walk or something. Oh, nah, I want to do this. I want to do that, and it's like, well, nah, let's do this. Nah, this is a more intimate situation. But since I took you on that first date to go drink or whatever, that's what you want to do, and plus that. So obviously, most of that is just me. That's on me not paying attention to what they were there for to begin with. So I don't
I
put the blame. I don't put the blame
I
on
I,
her.
That's not true.
I think
But
that a person taking a female out to a restaurant is super fun. One, and I think women get excited to put on clothes, go out to
Yeah.
a place where they're playing music, they're eating wings, even if it's not a high end restaurant. I think you learn so much. I'm attracted to girls who eat their food at a restaurant. I don't like little dainty women because to me that's a red flag. Who you trying to fool?
right,
So
I
so
agree.
I enjoy seeing a woman eat her
Eat a burger.
food and eat a burger and just be no, it makes me feel safe. So I mean, I guess you could get to know somebody cloud watching, but it makes me feel safe when you're a normal woman. When you trying to put on too many airs and come off as perfect, that's a repellent for me. Because girl, I know you not pass gas. Don't do it in front of me
No.
though.
No, don't do that.
Well,
I'm just
the
joking.
whole cloud watching thing. The reason why I would even agree to say that, yeah, that's where I'm at, is because for me, I don't know if it's just my energy and what is attracted to me or whatever, or what God has for me, and people can just sense it. It's like it's always people who come in knowing whatever they know, and they try to take advantage, right?
So you
Or
you
they
think
try,
you attract gold diggers?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Wow.
So
I've
what about you attracts
Or
gold
foodie
diggers?
calls or foodie
huh?
calls.
So
Oh,
what about you attracts gold diggers?
what
Come
about me attract gold diggers? I don't know.
Brandy.
You have gold?
Do I have gold?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't have actual gold, no, but
But I'm saying like dudes call women gold diggers, but they only make like $45,000 a year.
but it's
You don't have
yeah.
gold. Like, why you calling it women you date a gold digger? Those women truly date people who are making money. So maybe they're opportunists. Maybe they're, what do you call them?
I
Foodie
was
calls,
maybe
Booty call.
opportunists.
but they're not gold
Booty
diggers.
calls.
Well, and this is going even deeper, and I mean, I don't even know if I want to go into this. I don't even know if I really want to go all.
Don't give us your W-2.
No, I'm not even. No, I'm not talking about finances or nothing. But
Oh.
I personally, and this is we've been having this. We've been speaking for the last 2 months now. I think that there is everybody. There's something that you can recognize about certain people, and that's just based off of how God created you and what God's put on you, and whatever He's put on your life. And I personally believe that I have this energy on me that, and people have called it, prophesized this to me plenty of times before about where I should be, where I will be. And I think other people, and just gonna say it boldly, can see that or can feel that, and they try to latch on. I've had that happen. God had to take me through. This is look, y'all got me out here just completely just, giving my testimony right now. But this,
Testify, brother.
yeah, I'm going to testify. But I've been in a situation. This goes back to what I said a couple weeks ago about the whole online situation that I had. But God put me in a place to rid of many people who were just in my life because they can sense or feel something was coming, whether I knew it or not. I may have never thought that it could be true because when things are gonna happen in your life, you don't see it, but other people obviously see it, more than you can.
Right.
And
so they know you're gonna be a millionaire.
It's not about you guys are putting it into like a financial figure or but no, it's not that.
Oh, they know you're gonna be successful.
There's a success that is attached to me just based on just based on my life. Amen. And so there was a lot of people. Brandy seems very confused by that, but
they're attracted to your anointing. They're attracted to
They're attracted to my anointing, and for me,
you can say that here. This is a safe place.
Okay, well, no, they're attracted to my, Pastor Jay. They're attracted to my anointing, right? And there were a lot of people who were attaching themselves to me, and I'm thinking that, oh yeah, man, they're my friends. They like me, whatever. And it wasn't until God took me down, all the way down. I'm like, yo, God, this ain't what you said it was gonna be. Nah, I had to take you here though, so you can actually see what is real. And now I'm in the space now in my life where, okay, I can see the people who are attracted to me for my anointing and the people who are actually attracted to me because of me, right? And it's because of who I am and not because of what my anointing is, right? Amen. And so that's the place that I'm in now in my life, and I've been able to weed out tons of people, but now I'm able to see as well. So if you're coming towards me, I'm looking, I'm like, all right, what do you want?
The discernment is on now.
My discernment is turned up to 110%. So you come in my way, oh yeah, and I can see you, and I just let you, I let you, do what you do, and then it hits. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, I need to borrow some money. It's like, oh yeah, yeah. And then when I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry, but I'm not in a position to help you with what you're asking me for. And it's like, oh, well, see, you never do anything for me. And it's the same repetitive thing I've heard before, and I completely didn't give weight to before. Now I see it. It's like, well, that's why you guys are saying, oh, you're going to be a millionaire and all this other. No, it's not about that, because you can give to people in so many other ways that far surpasses a financial, that far surpasses financial. But
that was exactly my question that I was asking earlier.
What question?
The one that's down there.
Relationship, is it okay to make someone pay for what happened in your past relationships? The answer is no for me.
No,
absolutely.
No, I don't think it is okay, but that don't mean it's not gonna happen.
You ain't got to pay for it. You ain't got to pay the whole bill, but you're gonna put a deposit on it. it's certain things that happen to me won't happen again. So you gonna have to earn her spot. I
There's
apologize.
there's a difference with making somebody pay for it and just learning from your past mistakes and just moving differently.
Yeah.
That's
It's
why
not
Right.
women are
assuming you're
smart.
making the next person pay for it. You
That's
just move a
that's what
little
I was
different.
saying, Dr. Jackson.
Well,
That's so
and
much
Jackson,
smarter.
that's where I'm at with it. You know, I'm not making people pay for what I've experienced, but you best believe, you know, I'm very conscious. Sermon is up 110%.
Turn me up.
Brandy, you had something?
I'm sorry. Let me mute.
Nope, just
Processing.
actually I was thinking about when I first met you, Stelson. So she asked another and I agree with what she's saying right now. That's not what it sounded like. But that's not what I was thinking about. I was thinking about the first time we met. Um, so this was a good question.
No, what's the story? The first time y'all met, tell the story.
I mean, there's no story.
Oh.
It stems from the perception I got from him when we first met.
Oh, okay.
And
Were you attracted to his anointing?
no?
Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That the way you said that, just were you attracted to his anointing?
Don't do stealthing.
Ooh, Brandy.
What
I
was
once
that?
this week's show and last week's show, you have a freaking amazing smile, man. Your laugh, you have a gorgeous laugh, man.
Oh
Good
Lord, I hate
Lord.
my laugh. The answer to that is no. Um, but this question, how much testing is needed for a man, woman to decide he or she is worth being faithful to? I don't even think there's an answer to that question. But if anybody has an answer to that, please.
Well, I also wanted to hear about when you first met me. We can
Oh.
talk about that.
I just needed permission from you, my guy. I
Oh
have
yeah.
met,
What was,
so I just needed permission.
when did we
wait,
first meet? We
That's
first
it.
met at
wait.
when did we first meet? At the play thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Wait
that's
a
where we met
minute,
at.
Brand. Wait.
You need permission.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Let's.
I don't.
Okay, we're here now.
Go ahead. You say because I remember.
What was your
Go
first
ahead.
impression? What was your first
No,
impression?
go ahead. Say yours because I want to see
Okay.
you. Go ahead.
Nah,
Go ahead.
you be changing
Nope.
your
Go
answer
ahead.
when somebody else
You
answers.
started because I remember meeting you now. Go ahead.
So
Be
Let-
gentle.
Oh, that was the Betty Joe, and you just rose up. Look at the Lord. That was the inner Betty. Thank you, Jesus. that was Apostolic Church.
that
of
was
Jesus
very
Christ.
mommy.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I felt
Wow.
that.
Ashley would have flipped out if she would have
Right.
heard you say
Go,
that.
go,
She'd have
go
been
ahead,
speaking
Brandy.
in tongues. Ashley, somebody would have to go scoop her up off the floor.
Ashley, yeah. Now I gotta.
Lita done did the code. We won't get this tonight. Lita done did the secret code. She done went up, down, arrow, A, B,
Like
A,
back,
B.
up, down, up, down.
Right. That's it. Well, she's out of it now. We won't get it tonight. Well, that's a good big sister. We sure won't get the truth tonight.
I think Stolson is a good dude. I do. I think Stolson is a good dude. Stolson cocky Stolson cocky though.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
I guess
Man.
I guess that's the gentle. I mean,
That's it. That's the best we're gonna get. Way to go tonight, Lolita.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
that's
You
my
can't do
mom's
it now.
right.
That's over.
So would you like to tell your first perception?
She just
about
said
me?
Stelson is cocky. That's all she said.
Yeah, I said you're a good dude, but I think you're cocky. And I say that to say you probably attract gold diggers because of your cockiness.
So when you first met me, you got cockiness from me.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. ST3, you keep on that Grant side up. It'll pop back up. We're in a battle.
Hello.
We're witnessing a battle. What we're witnessing now is a battle for
Ignore
the.
him. Ignore him. Ignore him.
I'm
Okay.
not even paying attention to him.
Boobity
Right.
bop.
Right.
Wow.
So yeah.
I don't know how you got that, but
Auntie Lisa or Uncle Anthony? Which will it be? The choice is yours
Be
tonight.
boring. So yeah. Boop.
Think about the Betty Bop. We'll go
So
sweet
that's what.
and through. Yeah.
now
So that's
I'm curious.
so.
What made you think that?
Okay. He
Why?
won't.
Why did I think? Wait. What was your first perception
Yeah,
of me? What was your first perception
well,
of
I
me?
mean, our interaction was essentially you came, talked to me, you passed me your, you gave me your realtor card.
Mhm.
You said you were Brandy, and it was okay. So we talked. We were like all were together talking, and I remember then just asking like questions or whatever, like the actors and whatnot.
Can I ask
And
a question here? Can
But
I
what was your
insert?
first perception of me? That was the question.
well, I mean, I remember this is what I remember. I remember saying that I'm gonna go home and cook, and you were like eager to like come and have a meal with me. That's all.
Oh, ho,
Like
ho.
you're like, oh, can I come over and have? I want to come over and have a
Oh.
meal too. Like, can I? And I was just like, nah.
And the
And he was
plot
like,
thickens like grits.
I believe that because Brandy likes to eat.
Thank you.
Brandon,
That's
Brandon, like,
it.
I
If
just want
you
to come.
cooking,
I
I'm
just want to
coming.
like come
Period.
over, come over. Like, I want to come
Okay,
over. I was
Dr.
like,
Jackson.
nah.
Period. It
Hey,
ain't. It
Dr.
wasn't
Jackson.
no. It wasn't no. Cause you got my business number. You ain't give my personal number. It wasn't like I was like, "Ooh, can I come? I'll bring the dessert." Don't
It
make
wasn't
time
the
that.
dessert, but it was kind of like that though, from my perception. It was like, oh,
Oh,
can I come
and
over?
therein is where the
It was like,
gotcha comes in.
I mean, it was like that's just what it was. But
So
you
yeah,
know, at the
yeah.
at the time, I wasn't trying to hear it from anybody because I
So
was
so
actually in a
so Brandy so let me ask you this, ST3. The
yeah.
fact that she gave you contact information first, was it unsolicited? Did you ask her or did she volunteer it?
She came and just gave me her card.
Did you let me ask you this? Now this is a man's world. Did you think she was shooting her shot a little bit?
Not when she gave me her car, but when I like said, "Oh, I was gonna go home and cook," and she was like, "Oh, the whole cooking thing." Like, I wanted to like, "What you making?" And like, I was like, oh,
Right.
"I'm just
What you
making
making?
this." I'm like, "Oh, I want to come over." It was like, no, I don't know.
You
I was
thought
like,
I
that
said
was
I
shot.
want to come over. Okay, we're gonna get into this now. Did I say I want to come over, or did I say I want to play?
"You say you want to come over to like to eat?" Yeah.
Dude. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I said the
Brand,
same thing to Danielle. What's up,
yeah,
mama?
yeah,
Well, I mean, whatever. We know each other now, so whatever it was then,
yeah,
it was. It
Brandy,
was.
yeah,
But
Brandy being fast again. You know what they say about Brandy?
Again, every
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Apparently.
yeah, Brandy being, you know, she the fast one. Yeah, you don't know which one, Brandy. That's the knee baby.
no, I mean, from my perspective, it was like I kind of like I didn't say no, but I was like, nah,
She
because
was
I wasn't
she
really
was
trying to
pushing up on
entertain
you.
just a tad bit, just a tad bit. But at that point, I wasn't trying to entertain
Brandy's
any
the
women.
spin
I
question
wasn't.
time live. This is the
I,
last episode of the next year. Thank y'all for coming out.
oh my goodness, stop it. No, I was, but at that time I wasn't trying to. So whatever it was, even if it was just friendly, if it was whatever, I like it, if you could have been friendly, you could have been whatever. But I wasn't trying to entertain any other women at that
So
time.
if you were in a space to entertain, would you have entertained her direct shooting of the shot?
Her wanting to come have a meal with me, I mean, I would have had a problem with that.
But you thought she wanted to come be a meal.
I don't know what she wanted, but I wasn't going to entertain it.
Thank you.
Who is that? Something they
I don't
definitely
know
will
this
get that
dude
from
talking about,
Brandy.
can I come to your house? Tasia.
Tage.
Well, Tasia, surely you wouldn't get it from there because she's not a lily licker. Yeah, I'm inclined to believe SG3 on this one.
Really?
No.
No, you lied.
I mean,
No.
I don't know if it was in. I don't know if it was
Brandy,
just
no,
like
I know you.
Hold on, Steph.
because we had a
Hold on.
conversation,
What you?
Brandy. We
Huh?
spoke. Me and you had a back and
Uh-oh.
forth, like because
Okay.
we talked about our plays. We talked about directing our plays. We talked about a couple of other things, and so we had a little back and forth. And then
And somebody else was standing there with us, right?
I don't know who it was, but it was like one of the people from
My
the
boy
plays.
was
They
so
were
in the
asking me
moment, he didn't
questions
see
about
nobody
something.
but
It was a
you.
couple. It was like a little situation going on.
Hey, little
Right.
baby,
And
little
so,
baby.
But
Hey, little baby. He didn't see nobody but you.
stop it. But no. I mean that like I said, I don't know if it was like I said, I don't know if it was just Brandy, because I would say Brandy's, since I've known her, is very like friendly for the most part.
Brandy?
That's what
I mean,
Right. That's what I'm like. Wait a minute. Wait
well,
friendly.
I don't know,
That's
Brandy.
what
That's my experience. That's my
I don't
experience with
consider
Brandy.
Brandy very friendly.
You don't?
Brandy
No.
friendly?
I think
Well,
in the sense
that's been my experience with Brandy. It wasn't until
talk to anybody.
well,
Brandy
here,
is
check me
not.
out. Check me out. It my experience with Brandy since I met her has been like like she's been really friendly. It wasn't until I got here till I started seeing the snappy, like, Brandy, and I was like, oh, this is a completely different, you know what I'm saying? This is a completely different Brandy. But every time I've had an interaction with her in person, it's always been like, it's been cordial, it's been friendly.
What did
You know what I'm saying?
Jackson?
What was that?
What did Dr. Jackson say? What did you say?
Oh no, I said usually that's how she does though, but she'll make a snide remark, but it doesn't necessarily mean that she's, I don't know.
I talk to anybody though.
Yeah, you talk to
Like I said,
anybody.
it was good interactions.
What, Lolita?
It wasn't too
friendly.
That's what I'm saying.
I am friendly.
Like people have for you to be like friendly, you have to like.
There's a difference between being nice and friendly.
Right.
Yeah, there's a difference with just being a person who can talk to people versus being someone who's actually friendly.
Oh,
like
Sister Tasia, go to bed. Sister Tasia, go to bed.
I'm not saying you're not friendly. Like, I mean, you can't be friendly. You can be friendly, but you got to kind of know the person.
You know what? I hate to say this, and this hurts me to say it. Steph's the only one that know me on here.
Thank
you. Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Well,
I'm just keeping it 100. Since I met Brandy, is like, because she was the one I was in a place at that time too where like I was weary of like talking to people. I was
Brandy
not, like, really
healed you. Brandy was a balm.
But Brandy approached me. I wasn't gonna like. I was like, I knew Quintana. Quintana was there. And then Avis, I knew Avis. I didn't know Brandy at the time, but then Brandy came and introduced me as one of the directors.
Salve to your wounds,
if you want to call it that. Brandy came and spoke to me, and we like had a good conversation. And then I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to go home and make some dinner," because at that time I was like cooking more for her. And she was like, "Oh, man, I want to come and have a plate." And then I was like, well, I said maybe next time, but that was really me, just like, nah, I don't want to have nobody over right now, because I just don't want to entertain any body.
This has been a very informative night.
All of us.
Here I am thinking that Jada was the toxic one, and it's actually Brandon.
Wow.
So
oh my.
The tables have turned.
Yeah, so we went from the red table to Brandy's blue table.
So you go to bed.
Wow.
Thank you. I don't know, y'all. For one, if y'all don't know me at all, I am disappointed in one person in particular.
Who, your
Frog jump over Dr. Jackson.
Mm-mm.
If y'all think I told a dude, "Ooh, can I come over your house at 11 o'clock at night to come get a plate?" Y'all like y'all mind.
But that's what we said, is that's not the type of person we know you to be.
Right.
Oh, I ain't hear that.
So I'm the liar.
I specifically said,
clearly,
because on top of that,
okay,
I specifically said no. I said Brandy likes food, so I believe that she was gonna get food.
Right.
And that, like I said, that might have been the case. I didn't think it was nothing. I wasn't thinking it was anything more than that. But either way, I wasn't in the space to entertain any other woman in whatever case.
E3 believe that. I don't believe it. I believe that it could have happened like that, but I know from knowing the 4 Grants, and I tell people I have friends that are crazy about them, and they're not thinking about my friends. They do have an assurance and a confidence and a directness when they talk to the opposite sex that most women do not have. Most women are timid, and if you're a man who's not used to that, you misread that. And I say that about all 4 of them. You misread that as attraction as this, that, and other. And it's not that you're misreading it because you're crazy. They just don't understand the power of. They're so assured in themselves that it comes off as like you must be into me. I can see Brandy 1000% saying, "Save me a plate," and I can see Brandy coming to get a plate, and you don't put on nice music. You done set a
That
scene,
wasn't gonna
and
happen.
you thinking that no, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying people.
It's somebody in
Yeah,
general.
yeah. I'm just
See,
saying
you
with
see
the
why I got a perception of cocky when I first met. That's not gonna happen.
with the four of them, I can imagine that all of them have multiple stories where they're aloof and they realize, oh, you think this is something that it's not, because they're just like that. I tell all four of them that I don't know what it is with them, but they I don't know if they got it. They got it though. You could think they know how to be nice to. Lolita could say, you know what, you got nice eyes. You're a strong black man, and she's saying that as a black woman speaking life into a black man. But he's so hurt and beat up. He is sizing rings. I got a homeboy right now who swears that him and Lolita will get. And I know for a fact that I had a better chance of seeing Jesus walk down the street selling Muslim bean pies than Lolita marrying that man. He swears that they were on their way to getting married, though.
The way how you say some stuff, Jay, I just
Right, literally.
like where do you
That
pull
boy,
this stuff out?
that boy tried to convince me of that. And the more he talked, I was getting ready to Baker act him. I said, this nigga crazy. This nigga don't need to be on the streets driving if he believe that.
No, I don't. You know, for me and Brandy's relationship outside of this thing, I don't think it was he was trying to come.
We cool.
No, yeah, I don't think it was her trying to come over and do anything past whatever. I like that wasn't. But my mind was like, I don't want no woman around right now. That was all my mind was on. So it wasn't even. I wasn't even thinking. Like even her approach was like, I don't really want any. I don't want to entertain any women in any kind of capacity, right? And I don't want to host nobody right now. I'm not in a space to be hosting anybody, even if it was just you coming to get some food. So that's why I was like, nah, I kind of denied that like whole like push, and I just said, maybe another time.
You shut me down.
I said maybe another time. I said maybe another time. But
yeah, that's good.
But,
I'm glad you didn't get caught in the sauce, my guy, because I got a blood brother who swears that Lolita was his ex, and Lolita don't even remember talking on the phone with the dude. He's my blood brother. Me and him got the same mama.
It takes a little bit more for me to get lost in the sauce, and even then, like I'm still like
you lost in the sauce already, and you ain't even meet her in person.
Who?
Stop it.
Who you talking about? What you talking about? Me?
No.
Listen, I think that what we should coordinate is you and Stelson co-host Question Time Live over food that he's cooked, and
yes,
that would be real cool for y'all to have that. Because I think y'all interaction is different. The fact that both of y'all say that this platform causes the worst to come out of y'all as it pertains to each other is very interesting to me.
I didn't say that.
He said he didn't see the other side of Brand that was snappy and different until this platform, and you said same thing for me. You sort of kind of inadvertently did say that.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm surprised she got cocky for me. Like, I want to know how. I know this is completely going off the rails at this point.
That's fine. I got 2 minutes. So when Katura asks you a question or I ask you a question, you'd be like, "Yeah, that's fine. Okay."
Wait, to what?
I have this going. Da, 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 da.
Oh, why'd you take that as cocky? That's not cocky. That's not cocky.
Perception. It might not be to you,
that was me.
We both said, she said, he's cocky.
I wouldn't say that's cocky. That's closed off. That's closed off. Which at the time I was closed off. I wasn't really. Yeah. I was like, like I just explained to you, maybe probably like 10, 15 minutes ago. That's all in the same timeline. All of this stuff within the last few weeks that y'all got. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now that but I've been called that before. That's why I was surprised. But I normally when I'm called cocky by people, it's people who are intimidated by me. And that's just
good night, Dr. Jackson. You over there sleep? We see you. We see you, boo.
I'm tired of this conversation.
I'm sorry about that. So
Nah,
right.
normally the people who call me cocky are the people who are intimidated by me.
I'm not
'Cause
intimidated, but I think you're cocky.
I'm not intimidated. If I were intimidated, I wouldn't say nothing to you. But what I'm saying is, at the end of that conversation, though,
yeah,
we were both like, "Oh, well, he's a cocky one, isn't he?"
oh
And
wow.
mind you, we don't know what your mental is at the time, but
Katora was the light skinned woman, right?
yes,
The short light skinned woman. She was asking me a whole bunch of questions. I was answering her
wasn't short.
questions about acting. I'm sure I remember that. She asked me questions and I gave her some questions. Somebody else asked me some questions about some other things about acting and I gave them answers. So I don't even like.
We
I
lost you.
think what it is. No, I'm here. I think what it is like.
Look, it's just look.
People just want me to
Don't
be
take
what
it.
I'm
Don't take
not.
it. Don't take it. Don't take
I'm
it.
not taking it as
Don't take it
anything.
harshly. Listen to what
I'm
I'm
not.
saying, though. This is what I'm saying. Listen
Right.
to what I'm saying, though. Don't
Yeah.
take it harshly. It was a first impression. If I thought that your cockiness was too much, I would have never said anything to you again. So it's not like I was like you were rude about it or you were like disrespectful to a point. It wasn't any of that. So I mean, it is what it is. It was a first impression. I still
That's interesting to
have a
me though,
different
because
impression now.
she asked me a lot of questions, and I was answering every question she had. Maybe it wasn't in
And
the whole expressive and blah blah, but I wasn't in that space. Not to mention,
cool.
if that was around the time I think it was, I had just started driving trucks at that time, so I was off and on for like I was not here. I was doing something else with my life. So
Yeah,
like
but
that's
ST3,
I don't know.
but
I don't know. I don't want to
ST3,
explain myself though.
considering the conversations that we've had thus far,
Yeah.
and for the past couple months, you kind of come off that way still. I didn't meet you when Brandy met you, but based on the conversations and based on how we communicate and just those type of dynamics, you kind of come off that way.
And I namely said that just because of you said the type of women you attract, that might be how they perceive you also, and that's why you attract that type of woman. Lolita, you were going to say something?
And Stelson, if enough people are saying it, I would consider it.
I mean, I've considered a lot of things people have said, and I've sat down. I've had the time to do it, and it's probably going to come off cocky, but I said, you know what?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I've sat with myself. I've considered a lot of things about myself, and
And
I
you
think
said,
multiple things can be true at once. I think no, I don't think I'm perfect, but I think multiple things can be true at once. I think also, go back what I said earlier. There's a certain way, that I have to be at the end of the day. So, if I've done a lot of work, and this is not about the ST3 and confessional or anything like that, but I've done a lot of work over the last few years, and I'm okay with who I am at this point.
And we appreciate that
there's still a lot of work to be done, but I've done a lot of work. I'm okay. I think, if I'm cocky, I know that I'm also giving. I know that I also have a big heart. I'm willing to help people. So
we're not saying it's a character flaw. It's just an observation.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fair.
And I just want to say this for the record. I think tonight was a major breakthrough for question time. I think that backstory helps me a lot in this whole dynamic. And I thank you for being vulnerable, ST3, and sharing.
Yes, for sure. 1,000%.
Legit, I agree.
Well, thank you. I'll say it too, and thank you for every week allowing me to be here with y'all. And y'all dynamic. Obviously, I figured the dynamic out over time and how this all like kind of comes. And I know that I'm the odd man out in the situation.
Actually, today most people agreed with you.
Well, no. I'm saying just like I'm not. This is like you guys are, especially since I came into the situation. It's like I didn't. First couple times I picked up on it, but then it wasn't until like you had all your sisters here, and then I think Leroy was here, and also Chev was here, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, we're family." And then you Jay knew you all, and Dr. Jackson was like, and I was like, oh, okay, now that makes sense. I'm literally like the guy on the outside looking in, but it's
I just want to say for the record, don't assume because they're family and I know them that that's the reason you're the odd guy. It's definitely your opinions. But I just want to.
oh no, I know that. I mean, I'm not taking that away from me
I
at
don't
all.
want you to minimize the ST3 in this.
Right.
No.
We don't always agree with each other.
We don't.
No, we don't.
Ashley and
And I mean my
Brandy.
sisters too.
Ashley and Brandy will agree more, but I think it's a matter of their morals and values that they were raised in. I think Lolita has an ability though to, and I don't
Think outside the box.
right. I think
What you
Lolita has
saying?
an.
Yeah.
I said
Hmm?
go outside the box. I
I
said.
think Lolita.
I'm in the box.
Yeah, I think
I
Lolita
didn't
has an
say that
ability.
you're in the box. It's just completely. It's sometimes it's
It's okay.
different from how you guys
Ashley
think.
and Brandy are black and white people because that's how they are. They're either they're yes or no, up and down. I think Lolita can see gray, and I say that about Sensuela too. Sensuela and Lolita are able to see gray more than Ashley and Brandy, but Ashley and Brandy also won't give you gray. You know where you stand with both of them
Right.
because they're gonna do it. Lolita and Sensuela, they give you a little gray. They don't try to, but they give you a little gray. That's why Lolita has a trail of men who are
Very honest. Very open.
right, very honest and open. I agree with that. But your presentation of honest and open. Lolita is the type that will call you over, make an amazing dinner. You're thinking this is an indication that she wants to marry you and have children. But she really wants to dump you in the nicest way possible, so you can't say she let you down wrong.
That's me
You
too.
get done with dinner, you think you're on your way to the marital bed, and you're getting
He's
ready
gonna
to
pick
go
our
cry.
rings tomorrow.
That's
Pick my
me.
rings
That's
tomorrow.
me.
You're getting ready to go cry in your car, and you have no
Yeah.
idea.
Anyway, that's not.
Well, I mean, you got
Right.
to give them one last good experience before they go.
Well, Stelson, you are the odd man out as far as like, people disagree with you a lot and they're not ashamed to like let you know. But the thing that I like about you is that you show up still, regardless. And that's a brave thing to do.
Amen. Amen. Kumbaya.
Hey,
Tonight.
y'all thought y'all was gonna get rid of me a few times. Honestly, I know.
No, we thought you were going to run away.
Right, I would have.
Nah, I'm bigger than that.
Yeah, that's great.
This platform helps me with my public speaking phobia. I can tell you that.
Really?
Hey,
This platform has helped me process a lot.
And I
this
learned a
platform
lot.
has helped me realize that
Wait, what? Yeah, he don't what?
your mind is different, my friend.
Can I ask what?
No, for this platform, I just like the conversation. I'm glad we like have conversation.
Yeah.
Tasia, you stupid. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say?
Yeah, I think somebody was gonna say something.
Oh well, once again, like I said, I think all things could be true. I think and I could have my opinions, but I think I can still respect other people's opinions. May not agree with them, but
Except for going to Jamaica. But go ahead.
What was that?
Except for going to Jamaica. But go ahead.
Right.
I never said we couldn't go to Jamaica. We're just not going on the first date.
We're staying in the U.S. with you. But
We're gonna stay in the U.S. for the first couple of years, then we're gonna go to Jamaica. But anyways,
Years?
year 2, 3. Anyways, but I think all things should be true, and I think if we all were to hang out outside of this, then you would get you would get Stelson and not ST3.
So you just proved me right though, my guy.
What did
that sounds like a challenge.
You just said you're
that
two different
sounds like
people.
a challenge.
I'm not two different people. I'm more
You just
like
said
3.
we will get Stelson outside.
Like I did that, right?
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. So what was the meal that you were cooking that night?
I don't even remember.
Man, I think we should do a question
What was
time
that night? I may have made a video of it. What was that?
Okay.
Were we doing a cook-off?
I think we should do a live question time, something or another, but it's just me.
Actually, that was suggested by a viewer. Actually,
yeah, set up a
my
camera.
friend that came through that one time, he suggested that we should do that.
Yeah, set
Oh,
up.
you know, I think it was lamb chops.
People walking around in the
Join
It was
the
lamb.
kids. Okay,
Oh.
so we'll figure that out. Cool. Anybody have any final things they want to say? That's the truth.
I have enjoyed the last 2 weeks for their comedic value. We've done a lot of laughing the last 2 weeks. A lot of laughter the last 2 weeks. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. I don't know if we talked about that tonight. This war situation
We'll
is
talk about that tomorrow.
okay.
We'll do a live tomorrow.
Oh, we are?
About I'm sorry. We're talking about Israel tomorrow.
Okay, I didn't know.
I just kind of like before this live message Jay Black got it. So I text you a time that we're gonna do it. Yep.
I mean, pray for the peace. Pray for the peace of the world. I would say, So, but I just pray that people start paying attention and start getting ready, because there are things that matter more than the things of the world. I've learned that the hard way, through what God has been teaching me, and I've come to a place in my life where I realize, there are things that are far more important than what we place as importance, as money, the green dollars that someone made and created, that man made. All the things that man made is way less important than what is in here, what's in our what's gonna leave this world. And I think I think pray and continue to push that. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna continue to, whoever I interact with in my day-to-day life, continue to push that. At the end of the day, we are been living in the end times, and we are seeing the proof of that play out every single day. And every day that you got in this world, every day that you have left, it's your obligation to, especially I believe all of us here are believers, is our obligation to at least continue to talk about that to people who may not be believers. They ain't beating them over the head with it, but it's like, hey, be ready, because it's gonna get even more real from here on out.
For real. Lolita, Daniel, anybody else had anything to say? No? Well, then go away. Bye.
Later, y'all.
It's been real.
See you next week or tomorrow. So, you know what? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I do.
Hey, if you haven't already, go to the Raw News No Fluff YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click to get notifications so you never miss a show. New show every Wednesday, 9 p.m.